Oh, wait. Hi! Zombie Fox! Yo, you've been here 35 stream streak. Congratulations, congratulations. Hada game guy. Hada. I didn't turn on the ninja chat. Let me see here. Hada game guy. Hada zoom. That title. You did not expect the title. We have stories. We have stories for you guys. We have stories. Haro Zombie Fox, Haro Yargan, Haro Atheist Paladin, Haro Hibiki. How is everybody doing? Haro OMG. Is that bekogenning? I can't believe it. I can't fathom this. What? Also, wait. There we go. I'm not centered. So for some reason I'm not centered. Yeah, we have stories. Stories are always fun. Stories are always fun. Also, I should preface, so there's like two things right now. One, I'm like in the middle of trying to make a burger for my dinner. And two, I will be ending stream an hour earlier, so like at 9 p.m. because as you guys know, I'm being shipped out to Offkai and I still need to pack and I still need to pack. Well, that's the big thing. I still need to pack. And for anybody that knows, I was originally considering streaming yesterday, but then I was so tired and I was like, you know what? Maybe I should rest. My body's sore, driving a motorbike can be quite tiring and strenuous, and like I did that for like what 7 hours on Sunday and then like 4 or 5 hours on Monday. So I was I was very tired. My body is still a little bit sore, right? My body's still a little bit stiff. For some reason, also my back hurts. I don't know, I'm like trying to remember what I did, but like it feels like there's a bruise in my lower back. I don't remember what I did or what I must have bashed myself against, but somehow that's the feeling that I got.
Oh God, wow, oh God, bless.
Zoom, congratulations on being Boop Champ. Congratulations. Hold on, let me go put my bun on the pan. Alexa, can you set a timer for 5 minutes?
Timer set.
Thank you. Huh? Surely everything's fine. I grabbed my buns. I put the bottom.
So what you're saying is that if we can keep the timer going till the end of stream. Outside, I mean, off Kai?
Yes. Yes. Yes, this is a thing. Yes, this is a thing. If the timer goes beyond 9 o'clock tonight, then yes, I will bring the kit to Off Kai, and I will also additionally set it up for I need to set it up. I was looking up the settings for my mobile phone to see about streaming via the mobile phone in case the IRL stream kit overheats. And you get to hang out with the rest of the peeps. They vaguely know this is a thing that's happening. Ah! No, friggin' David. I just see David's messages. No, hi! David, rub it up. That's my tracking. When I decide to have like an aneurysm, that's when my internet dies. Let me see. Let me see. Hold on. I need to catch up. There's like so many things. I know there's so many things that you guys want me to talk about, right? Or I want to talk about. I thought the goal was to go off a cliff. Not like this though, Sarah. Not like this. So like as you guys know, over the weekend I went to Cowboy Town. I went and visited Cowboy Town, right? With Nira, we drove like 5 ever long. It was more like 7 hours. So she wasn't kidding. Like we didn't arrive in until like 7 o'clock at night or something. And so like we only had time to get an ice cream. Oh my god. So like first of all, we rolled right in and I immediately felt like the town in Red Dead 2 where Micah went to like ransack some guy for his guns. I immediately felt like I'm like this is that town. This is that town. This feels like that. Um but then I was gravely disappointed that there was no horse in sight. Friggin' 7 out of 10 needs more horses. And so we're so tired and everything. It was kind of cloudy, a little briskly cold. We got to see, I think it was called Diablo Lake. That was pretty. Nira was telling me that people are saying that it advertises as being like kind of emerald in color, but she believes that it looked like Mountain Dew Baja Blast, and it did. It did look like Baja Blast. It was just a big puddle of Baja Blast. It was like that weird nuclear color, but it was still pretty regardless. Uh Kogi got to see all of this. Kogi got to ride on the scooter. I think I tried riding the first hour with Kogi on my back in the backpack. Um but for like the life of me, Kogi this time was being really fidgety and just like wanting to look at everything and so just kept fidgeting on my back. And that was just like messing up my back. I think that's the reason why my back is so messed up because of the way Kogi was just like positioning himself on my back. And so luckily I have the backup, which I got a pet carrier that sits on the floorboard of the Vespa scooter. And I'm just like, Kogi, I'm gonna have to try this out. I need you to sit in this. I can't have you on my back for like 7 hours, especially when you're doing that. And on top of that, like his ear protection was like not, it kept slipping off. I need to find an alternative ear protection because the rec spec thing is just not doing it for me. It's like just a smidge too big, but too small at the same time and just keeps sliding off. And I don't think it's actually doing its job if it's not positioned right on his head. So I need to try like the dog muffs and try that out. Um so I need to look into that when I get back. But like thank God I have the backup pet carrier on the floorboard. Let me go check out my buns. Alexa, dismiss. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes.
5-minute timer started.
Okay, where was I? Yeah, so I'm so glad that I have that pet carrier for Kogi because there's no way, absolutely no way. Like my back was in so much pain. I thought I was gonna die. Ah, and yeah, and anyway, I had so much gear. Freaking Euro was packed so light. I'm like, I had so much gear. Ugh. I need to figure out how to minimize it a bit more, but then again, it was because I was also carrying a bunch of Kogi stuff gear and like his crate and things like that. But We did some really cool twisty roads and turns and things like that. And then there was that cool crag mountain, yada yada yada. We arrive into Cowboy Town, also known as Winthrop, and the first thing Nero is like very insistent on. Nero was just like, I want to go get ice cream. They were telling me that I need to go get this ice cream. Like this place is this place has like it's known for its ice cream. Its ice cream is what's poppin'. That's the tourist attraction is the ice cream that's here. And I'm like, okay, we can get this ice cream. I'm like, yeah, sure. Um, and so like since we arrived so late, I'm just like, there's no way I'm streaming. Like this is so late. We're gonna have enough time to just go eat, and then I want to retire to the hotel and go take it to sleepies, right? We eventually find this ice cream place, and you know, we're standing there, we're waiting. They help one person out, and then this guy, he goes and he helps Nero out. And Nero gets her ice cream, and I'm standing right there, right next to Nero. He can see me. I'm standing like right next to Nero. I've even gone a step further and I've pulled out my card. I have my card in my hand so that I could be ready to pay like quick as daisies, just like I'm gonna grab my thing and I want to pay. Like I want to be in and out super fast, okay? And like he goes and helps Nero. She pays her thing and she gets her ice cream. And the moment he hands off the ice cream to Nero, doesn't even look at me. Just bolts it. Just leaves. Just books it out, leaves from around the counter, and just leaves. And mind you, there's two other guys that are working behind the counter, okay? And they're kind of like doing things. They're like moving cartons around and things like that. And I'm standing there and I'm waiting. I'm waiting because now the guy that was helping Nero out is not there, and the two other guys are busy like doing maintenance stuff, and I'm just waiting for one of them to become available, and I'm standing there at the register, and like eventually another family comes up, a family of like knucking 5 people. When I say people, knucking 5 kids. Okay, there's like it's a huge posse of people, and they get helped. So one of the guys behind the counter starts addressing them, even though I've been standing
When
at the
it's
counter.
4:59 on a Friday.
I know, it's freaking, even though I've been standing behind the counter or in front of the counter this entire time, they go and help this family. And so now I'm waiting because each one of these chillins have to go get their ice cream, get their cone, get their order. They have to scoop each one of them up. And it's just like, it's an ordeal because some of them are like being flippy floppy and wishy washy and trying to figure out what they want. And I'm standing here and waiting the entire time, still in the same spot with my card in my hand. And like, eventually this giant family, and then like, eventually this what looks to be like a father daughter. Okay, the daughter is like maybe a teenager. Okay, so she's not a chillin' per se, but like they queue up behind me, and I'm still just standing there, and I'm like, oh my god, there's people behind me, and I could see the gears turning in their head. Right, I'm standing there, and they're like, this girl's not gonna get helped. We're gonna go over there. So, like, eventually these boys finish helping the family, and this is all like freaking 15, 20 minutes now, okay? It's been like 20 minutes. And they clear out the family, and instead of scanning the rest of the counter for people who have probably been standing there the entire time, they immediately just like look in the same spot, and this father daughter just like immediately jump in after the family walks away. Okay, mind you, I can't do that because there's like a pillar right next to me. There's a pillar between me and like the other side of the counter, and they just kind of like jerry rig on the other side. Pardon. Alexa, dismiss. Alexa, dismiss. I feel like you guys are getting this story in like episodic segments. Alexa, set a timer for 5 minutes, please.
Timer set.
Anyway, yeah. So then these two people are getting helped, and I'm still standing there, and I'm sitting there, and I'm just like, this ice cream better be damn good. Eventually, the guy that originally helped Nero finally comes back. He must have been on a bathroom break. Okay, he comes back around the counter, behind the counter, and he does some maintenance. He moves some things around, cleans up whatever. Okay, and then he eventually turns around and looks at me and addresses me and is like, "Have you been helped?" Because he knows, right? You ask, "Have you been helped?" if you've seen them there for a while, right? You know, and you'd like to think like, oh, like maybe somebody's helped them, right? So he acknowledges that I've been there for a while, and he goes, "Have you been helped?" And I stare at him, and I go, "No, you helped my friend and then left, and I've been waiting here this entire time." Just ever so curtly and bluntly, I'm like, "You left. I've not been helped at all. I'd like an ice cream. I'd like a salted caramel, 1 scoop waffle cone, please." Right? And he's like, "Oh, sorry. Yeah, let me get that for you." Right? He's very shaken by my very straight tone, and he turns around and he starts like grabbing tools to make my order. And he turns to the other guys like, why didn't you help her?" And they're like, "I don't know what you're talking about." Like, I don't know. Like he's so frazzled and panicked and like is so disheveled over the fact that like I haven't been helped this entire time. And the other guys are like, I don't know. They know nothing about me. It's as if I just didn't exist on their peripheral radar. And eventually I get my ice cream, and then I finally sit down next to Nero. And I taste my ice cream. And it was so below mid. I couldn't even I couldn't even taste any caramel flavoring. It was just cold mid. It was just cold mid. Big of. I know. I freaking waited there the entire time, and I was so disappointed. I'm so dismayed about this ice cream place. Ugh. Anyway, falling off a cliff. Yep, that's Beko. What do you mean? We didn't complete falling off the cliff. We didn't want to. We almost died. We could have died. I'm being real. Did you go to Offkai last year? I did go to Offkai last year. Did you get your germ shot for Offkai? I have not, but I will bring a bunch of that. What is it? The freaking 100% vitamin C packets and chug that the entire time that I'm there. Lots of VTubers seem to go to Offkai as their main event. What do you mean by main event? Like of the year? I did Offkai last year. There's pictures. There's probably a picture album in the Discord somewhere. Huh? I dropped my buns. I freaking put my bun on the frying pan, and then like the bag was open and I have it not on the counter. I had it like on my air fryer, and it was just that out of balance that it dropped some buns on the floor. So I lost some buns. I'm in the casualty. Some kind of bug? No, it was my buns. My buns fell. So what you're saying is that if we keep yes. Beko grabbed her buns. I lost my buns. My buns are gone. You mean it sounds cool to stream Offkai anyway? I did vaguely ask for permission if I could. They said yes. But remember guys, I'm working, okay? Hold on, let me preface. Let me be very clear about this. I'll try to set up a stream cam of Offkai, but there's not going to be any interaction, okay? Because I'm working and all of my staff is working, okay? So You'll mainly just be a fly on the wall, kind of like not necessarily a security camera, but you guys will be like a fly on the wall. So like I don't know if there'll be anybody available to talk to you guys, but you'll at least be able to get to see the festivity of the vendor hall of Kai. Mm, mm. Yeah. So just so that you guys are aware, it's not gonna be like a super entertaining. It's gonna be one of those like live streams where it's almost like as if somebody put a like a live stream camera in the middle of the woods so you could Alexa dismiss. It's almost like somebody put like a live stream camera in the middle of the woods so that you could watch bears fishing for salmon. I wouldn't know that this channel exists, except that a channel does exist where you can watch bears in the water fishing for salmon. And do they get active during the salmon jumping season? But it'll be like that. It'll be like as if, you're watching those animal streams, the animal streams. That's actually a really good example. So like the aquarium streams or like the chicken farm streams. It'll be like one of those. It'll be like one of those. Um mm, Although in saying that, I guess they do have I don't want to subject my staff to this. I was gonna say like the animal farms do have that thing where you can pay to like feed them chicken feed or things like that. But I was thinking like maybe if you guys pay, we can have the staff do a little jingle dance or song or whatever. But I don't think I want to spring that up on them like last minute. Listen, apparently my staff are very committed enough. My staff is very committed enough that apparently a majority of them, I think it's over half, a majority of them have agreed to wear maid dresses for me. So I think that's kind of enough. That's kind of enough
Make Archie
embarrassment.
dance.
Make Archie dance. We'll see. I'll have an earpiece on me at the very least. But listen, my staff are all like I said it last year, and I'm just like I want you all in uniform next year. I was like, since I can't get hoppies, since I cannot seem to get team hoppies for us unless I put my own money in, which maybe next year I might. Unless I foot my own money to make these team hobbies, I cannot get team hobbies. But it would really be nice if we had like team unionism. So could you all wear maid outfits? And I said this on the fly and I didn't really think about it. Well, apparently everybody took that to heart. And everybody is like in the Discord, and my staff in the Discord are posting pictures of their maid outfits. So there's about at least half of them that are going to be wearing maid outfits for me. So I think that's kind of enough of embarrassment that I'm subjecting them to. Give me a second while I flip my burger. Oh, I should turn on the fan. Anyway, as I was saying, where am I? Come on, chat. We need at least 4 hours on the timer. It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. That just means less for me to bring. Also, you guys forgot that the marathon was going. It's okay that you guys forgot that the marathon was going on. This is fine. This is fine. Hi, TM. How are you? She's checking her buns. Oh my, the buns. Hi, Hero. How are you? When is 4:59? Yeah, exactly. Beko has no luck at ice cream parlors. I have no luck. I am invisible. The ice cream doth not very good for me. Nero done with her ice cream 40 minutes ago, just holding Kogi like a cone and watching a play called The Blight of Beko to short to serve. What do you mean too short to serve? They could clearly see me. Nero is smaller than me. Nero is in fact smaller than me. I'm taller than Nero. You should have been like, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Well, I mean, I'm a Dawnlet. Do you know what a Dawnlet is? A Dawnlet is a special creature that has a short attention span, the 2 brain cells that swim around, and wishes to be recognized by the Webster Dictionary as an official term for a jelly donut. Is there a word for a reasonable Karen? I was just being very blunt. I wasn't screaming at him and being like, "Excuse me, do you know how long I've been waiting? Do you know this is some unreasonable customer service? How dare you treat me like this?" I wasn't like that. I was just like, "You helped my friend and walked away." Like, what the frick? The fury of Beko, listen. I might have been mildly agitated. I might have been mildly a smidgen agitated, just a smidge. It's called a normal reaction. I might have been ever so slight. Oh wait, Alexa, please set a timer for 3 minutes. She's not doing anything. Alexa. Alexa! Set a timer for 3 minutes!
3-minute timer started.
Thank you. Goof. Year of the year. It is year of the year. Just showed your roommate how to swap her windshield wipers. She's driving from our location through Vegas to California. Wow! Holy frick, you won't need windshield wipers through Vegas. What kind of rain do they get? It's not even raining season right now. Raining season doesn't start until like November-ish. Monsoon rains are coming crazy, right? Are they? Not through Vegas. Where's the rain? Yes, the staff. The staff. My staff. Staff which may or may not feel like deja vu to you guys. Staff which may or may not feel very somehow familiar to you guys. But they are known as the staff. Winky. Winky face. Watch as Beko works. Wow, this is how she makes a living. It's like a documentary. It's more like just a traffic cam. Honestly, it's more like just a traffic cam. Let's be real. Off-guy cam. Look at these animals. Look at the. And here, we see the natural habitat of a Vtuber community goer. And they all congregate on a yearly basis for their pilgrimage to the Great Off-Kai. Here at the Great Off-Kai, many VTuber enjoyers, community members, tend to go on their hunts, where they may perhaps find more artifacts for their Kamiyoshi, specifically their Kamiyoshi shrine. Why they collect these artifacts is to show their devotion to their Kamiyoshi, which they worship like gods. The more artifacts they are able to collect, the higher their devotion. Whilst on this pilgrimage, many events, activities are done in merriness of this gathering, such as karaoke and singing of songs, chants, perhaps, catchphrases. I don't know with these people. They just say things. They do things. On some occasions, particularly in last year's event, there is even a memorial. Places. Alexa, dismiss. A memorial for the long and gone, graduated Vtubers. No longer active, but still alive in our hearts. Praise be the Vtubers. Yay! Hold on. I think I can now claim my burger. What kind of burger, you ask? Yes, you're not surprised. It's a salmon burger. What else could it possibly be? What else would it possibly be? It is indeed a salmon burger. To nobody's surprise. Let me grab my salmon burger. Garf. You need to replace your wipers. Last 4-hour drive was raining the whole time. Windshield never cleared. You were driving with limited visibility and your head out the window because you wear. Oh, at least you had goggles though. At least you had goggles. Can Kogi be on camera? Like right now? You want Kogi to be on camera? Let's see. Hold on. Is that working? There. Aye, he's on the bed, wouldn't you know? Wouldn't you know? Am I wearing a maid outfit? Debatable. I've debated, but I don't know yet. I don't know if I am. I had an idea of wanting to wear a different outfit. I wanted to wear a very specific outfit, but I don't think I will. Because one, I didn't order it in time, and two, like, I think it might be hot in California. I'm not quite sure. Hey, if you were getting paid, you'd wear a maid dress. Yeah. Make Archie dance? I'll let them know. I'll let them know. Smaller than Beko, very impossible. Hi, Carbon. Beko is small and cute, fun size. I like the term portable. I like the term portable. Do you know who I am, Hiccup? Y'all gotta keep the timer running today. You're busy today. Anti's busy today. This talk about the staff feels like a horror movie plot point. The staff engage in what is it? Staff building. What do you call it? It's not relation. Is it relation? Team building. Team building. If you work for me, I engage in a lot of team building practices, right? I keep track of everybody and I make sure that everybody's doing okay, if they're comfortable, how they're feeling and stuff. Pardon me while I munch on my salmon burger. Hi, Name Dash. How are you doing? Hi, Dash. You're talking about bear watching camera made you think of the Fat Bear Week? Yeah, the Fat Bear Week! That's amazing. I found out about that on the Australian short guy. When is Fat Bear Week? Can we do a Fat Bear Week watch stream? Maybe. I don't know when Fat Bear Week is. Donut Community Fat Bear Week voting. New Beko series, Natural Alfkai, the story of the VTubers. Here we see in the natural habitat. October 2nd and the 8th this year, apparently. Oh, interesting, interesting. Put a pen in that. Put a pen in that. You wonder which of us has the most Beko merch? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have, like, too much Beko merch. Who has the most Beko merch? Who has the Beko shrine? Hmm. You think Beko knows what fat bear weight? It's the one where they try to see which bear gets the fattest before they go into hibernation. And 1 year, apparently one bear ate another. One contestant ate another contestant. She was very interested. I might have talked about it then already. If she doesn't, she's about to. You meant off Kai, but now is good too. Oh, Kogi's not coming to off Kai. Kogi's going to a boarding school. He's going to be boarded. He's not going to boarding school. They don't educate him. He's just going to boarding. It's like more like summer camp, I guess. It's like accurate to summer camp. So like I walked to the store today and grabbed some Ziploc bags because they want his food to be pre-portioned out. So I've pre-portioned all of his meals out, put them into little Ziploc baggies, labeled them all date and what meal, put them in bigger baggies, and then put them in another baggie. And I've prepped all of that for him. And I will drop him off tomorrow after his training. So he has training tomorrow, and then I'll drop him off to his boarding, and then I go on a flight. All in a day's work. I will be very busy. I'll be very busy tomorrow. Yeah, I'll be very busy tomorrow. I'm gonna be like freaking with that said, as you guys can imagine, there's no stream tomorrow. There's no stream tomorrow. What's going on Thursday? Thursday is day 0. I'll ask the staff if they're okay with me IRL streaming. But if not, then don't expect a stream until like Friday when I set it up in the booth in a corner of the booth. Once again, prefacing that you guys are just gonna be a fly on the wall. You're gonna be a fly on the wall. Don't have any expectations for entertainment. Okay, you're just a fly on the wall. You're just a knocking big old fly on the wall. I don't want you to like come into the stream and just see the singular angle and like nobody to talk to and just be like, man, watching Offkai is boring. Don't think that. Just be like, wow, this is a nice shot, and you get to people watch. Okay, you get to people watch. Can you actually name a bear? Can you name the bears? Hi, Spaz. Hope everyone's doing well. We are doing amazing. I'm just like trying to shove a salmon burger in my mouth while telling all of my stories that I can. You think Beko has the most Beko merch? Probably. I've made them all. Probably. I even have things that aren't even released to you guys. And now we have the name of the Beko horror movie, Team Building. Lifting you up, lifting you up, letting you down. No! That's sad. You have 0 Beko merch? Gotta get on top of that. Gotta get on top of that. Hey, you can start without even, like, if you go to Offkai, Hibiki, if you go to Offkai, do you know about the Dawnlit Badges of Honor? Do you know about the Dawnlit Badges of Honor? I need to make the others. I think there's supposed to be 8 in total, right? My brother pitched this idea. Well, I started making it, and then my brother pitched how many should be made, and so I designed like 8 in my head, but I haven't drawn them out yet and gotten them produced. But essentially, they're Dawnlit Badges of Honor that you obtain by doing these challenges. And the 2 that I have is the Glomp Survivor. You have to survive being glomped by me. And the other one is feed the cat. Self-explanatory. You buy me food. You buy me food. Mm. And you can get those badges. That reminds me, I should probably find where these are so that I could bring them to Offkai. Yeah. Yeah. That's the only way you can get these badges of honor, by the way, is by doing these tasks. Mm. Atheist Paladin, I will make that count. If you have a Beko kitchen appliance, that counts. It counts as double if the kitchen appliance has a Beko sticker on it. Mm. Beko. You have a Beko shirt, keychain, 2 stickers, an autograph, and few Beko Ushi Push cards, if those count. That does count as well. That definitely does count as well. Let's flood the Bear Week streams with that. We make our own unbelievable Fat Bear Week moment. Oh my god. Remind me and I'll try to see if I can find the stream and like take a peek at Fat Bear Week. You have a shirt, sticker, 1 patch, another on the way, a keychain, an air freshener, and you think that's it. Oh frick. Did you order the other patch? Oh frick. Have I not been I've most likely not been able to send it. I need to check. I've not been able to send the patches are the ones that I have to mail. And I've been so busy with the move and trying to settle in that I don't know if I've sent the other ones. I will take a look. I'm so sorry if it's taken so long. The I need to go find Murph. Wait, also I could just wait, I don't need to mail it to you. I could also just travel to your universe, actually. I could just wait. I could just travel to your universe and then you can have me shoot some of your guns and I can give you your We could do that. And 2 magnets. I'll be sure to wave hello to you chat. Yeah! So Offkai, nature stream. Got it, exactly. It'll be a nature stream. You guys will just be people watching. You do not. You need to go to Offkai one of these years. You should. It's a lot of fun. Definitely. While it's still like, I wouldn't say it's small anymore, right? Because the attendance is like 10K. But like, while it's still like growing and has not like peaked yet, definitely go because like it's more personable, right? It's very personable. Mm. I'm trying to chew without making so much noise. I'm trying to, so I'm like taking like giant chews instead of my normal thorough chews. So I might like choke on a salmon burger. What was I saying? Definitely while it's growing. Because when it reaches its peak, right? When it reaches its peak, then there's going to be more and more like security issues and they'll start buckling things down. So like one example is I think this year they're no longer supporting the party rooms anymore. Question mark. I'm not 100% sure, but like I think last year was the last year they did the party rooms. And obviously it basically like becomes a liability issue and things like that, but like basically they'll start cutting out features that were able to that they could like maintain when they were smaller, but once they get bigger, obviously they won't be able to maintain that. So you're going to lose out on features. Mm. You have 2 honor badges. Forgot to mention those. You got Feed the Cat and Glomp Survivor. Dude, I got in trouble for doing the Glomp Survivor challenge in the hallway because of how aggressive and violent they are. And the ladies were like, I don't want to see you guys. I don't want to see you murder another person. And I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, I'm sorry. You just added Fat Bear Week to your Google Yeah, let's go! Remind us of Fat Bear Week. Avi's somehow gonna have 10 badges when the cat only released 5. She somehow got some secret badges on her. You know that you've been busy. Remind me when I come back. Remind me when I come back from off-kai, and maybe we'll see if my body can physically withstand doing a scooter ride down to your universe. I might not do if I do a scooter ride, I'm not staying to do shooting. But I'll definitely go someplace of interest and take some Kogi pictures or something. Try to find some like pretty picturesque place or something, maybe. And then drive back. But we'll see. Actually, August is gonna be super hot, isn't it? Kogi might not like being in the heat. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I'll figure it. Well, ask me after off-kai. Remind me again after off-kai, and then I will see what the weather feels like to me. We need the chewing. No! Make more noises. No. The chomping. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. They had Gen 1 packs at your local. Yay, let's go! That means you should buy them all to encourage the stores to re-up on them. If they see that there's a demand, they'll keep getting more. They'll keep getting more. They said no party rooms, but it was due to another event forcing a change in hotel. Ah, okay. Hotel, yeah. Hotel event changing the policy. I'm gonna turn off the Kogi cam. He's not there. That was you? Sorry. No worries. I make the glomps look really aggressive, right? I go full on force and I make them look really aggressive. The Fat Bear Week, that would be fun. August, also known as the Melted Road. Why is it so that like basically I was looking at Kogi's fur literally before stream. I was like I was giving Kogi the good pets and things like that. And his hair's grown back since I shaved him down originally into the lion haircut. It's not his full shag, right? It's not his full shag fur that he had when I first adopted him. But it's kind of like it's a pretty length, right? It's not too short, it's not too long. It's a really pretty length. But I was looking at the length, and I'm looking at his fur, and I'm feeling how warm it is at my place, and I'm just like, August is coming. Summer is coming. I must shave the dog. So basically, when I get back from off-kai, I'm just like, I'm probably gonna have to shave him down. I'm gonna probably have to make him, like, naked again, and fix up his mane, you know, trim his mane. And I have to do it because for some reason I can't find a groomer that's willing to take him, but it's okay. It's okay. The mini lion look is now his brand, and now I need to upkeep that. I need to upkeep his lion look and shave him down so he doesn't die during the summer. Because it's getting warm. It's actually really humid at my place right now because one, it's kind of warm today. I think today is going to be the worst of the heat for this week. And two, I am doing a bunch of laundry. So there's a lot of moisture, so it's kind of really humid and it's like, ugh. For anybody that doesn't know or was not in the Discord, yeah, I was supposed to stream yesterday and I was super duper tired and I gave Kogi a bath and he got the bathroom all wet, and then I took a shower, and then I got the bathroom all wet, and I was just like, it's just a little wetness, it'll dry, right? And then I load up my washer, I load up my laundry, and I just start that. I don't think about it, and I go lay down in bed. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, okay, let's think about streaming. But then I'm just like, oh, but I'm so hungry. Maybe I don't. And I'm like, my body's in so much pain. I'm like, maybe everybody's right. Maybe I should just not. I'm laying there and I'm watching my funny little videos. And then I get a knock at the door. I'm thinking to myself, I haven't ordered anything. Oh frick, who is that? Is that maintenance? Like, I haven't ordered anything. That can't be delivery. So then I need to put on some pants. Yes, I need to put on some pants. And I get up and I walk out and I approach the kitchen and I see a wet spot. And I'm like, what the frick? Did Kogi have an accident? And I keep walking. And I turn the corner and I keep going further and I go to my entrance. And there's a knucking puddle. It's not a small puddle. It's like I'm making an indoor pool in my home, and it's like super deep. It's like deep water splish splash covering my whole ankle. And I was like, oh my god. Oh my god. And I immediately run to my washer. I turn that sucker off and I'm inspecting his sides. I'm like, there's no leak anywhere. And I'm like looking around. And then it finally dawns on me. I forgot one step. I forgot one step of my freaking washing machine, which was to put the hose in the tub. The drain hose. The drain hose was still attached to the side of the washing machine, which meant all of the water discharge was just spilling out all over my floor and just creating an indoor pool. And I'm just like freaked out, right? I'm freaked out. I'm like, oh my god, I'm having like a friggin' natural disaster existing in my home, and I'm like there was a knock at my door, right? So now I need to answer the door, and I'm like freaking out. I'm like, dude, I hope that's like I'm gonna have to talk to a neighbor while like I'm dealing with a natural disaster, and I like open the door and I look outside. There's nobody there. Like, oh, thank goodness. But then also I look outside and like the water is pulling outside my front too. The water is like literally pulling outside my front. And I'm just like, oh my god, I'm creating a natural disaster. I'm creating a natural disaster. And I'm just like, I'm freaking out. I'm having a nervous breakdown because I'm just like, how do I clean this up? I have no mop. I've got nothing. I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like so frazzled. I'm looking at everything the water touches, right? As if we're in the Lion King and freaking Mufasa's telling me everything the light touches is my kingdom, but right now it's everything the water touches is my downfall. And I'm just like looking at Kogi's crate. I'm looking at like a bunch of like my boxes that have still yet to be unboxed. I'm looking at my pantry and I was like, okay, well, on the bright side, a lot of the immediate things are like there's nothing electronic nearby. Like it didn't make it to my office. Okay, it didn't make it to my office, and it didn't make it to my kitchen, and it didn't make it into my bedroom. So I'm just like, okay, well, this is still a lot of water. And I'm like freaking out, and I'm like messaging Rianari, I'm messaging Nero, and I'm just like, ah, ah, everybody's telling me like, oh, time to get a towel. I'm thinking to myself like, I wish I had the freaking siphon, right, for the aquarium, like to drain the water, but I think I got rid of that tube. Because that really would have helped. I could have just put the tube there and just tubed it into a bucket and suctioned up the water, but I didn't have that. And I'm even like messaging my neighbor, and I'm messaging the maintenance guy. I'm like, do you have a mob? Do you have mob? I even try calling him, but there's no answer. So then I just
ABS
go
or
full
running for
in.
180
I just
seconds.
go full in and I'm just like, okay, let's grab that towel. And I go back and forth, constantly soaking up the towel. I create a system where I lay the towel out and then I roll it up and then I bring it into the bathroom and I squeeze the living heck out of it, rinse and repeat over and over and over and over and over again. But eventually, like before I did that though, I did get a bucket. I started out with a bucket and I was scooping the water into the bucket. Um, Eventually, though, I realized the towel was more effective than trying to scoop the water into the bucket. But in my brain, I was just like, the water is so deep. There's no way a towel can be effective. But after giving up on the bucket and using the towel, I'm like, wait, I'm actually extracting a lot more water. It feels like from the towel. So that's it. That's why I didn't stream yesterday.
Habiki Salungguhit Vtuber has deemed it necessary to water the cat.
Thank you. That's why I didn't stream yesterday. It's not because I was so achy breaky tired. It's because I was freaking Noah and trying to deal with a freaking flood in my home. I was freaking trying to save things and part the seas and all that other who jazz. Um so yeah, that's a thing that happened. On top of it, like I was already freaking tired and achy breaky and just wanted to go to sleep early, and then I was just like, as I'm trying to clean up, I want to take a break because I still haven't eaten yet, right? Because riding on a bike makes you kind of ravenous hungry. I was ravenous hungry, frazzled, and like I was starting to get delirious and disoriented, and I'm like trying to clean up, and I can't stop, right? Because of my achievement brain, I can't stop. I just keep working. I keep thinking to myself, I should take a break and I should have some food, right? But then I just keep going. I just keep going because in my head I'm
Did you
like,
save the unicorns?
I did save the unicorns. I did. Unfortunately, there was only one unicorn. There was only one unicorn. Unfortunately, I don't know how they breed. It could be osmosis. It could be we maybe if we split a unicorn in half, then they'll become two unicorns. We'll have to do some science. Oh, who's doing this? Puka! Congratulations on surviving 22 months. Congratulations. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, but like I spent many hours doing this. And then like it was, and then I like turned on my fans. I turned on all my fans. I turned on my ceiling fan. I got my camping fan and started placing it in random places. I was basically relocating all of my furniture and anything that was on the floor, relocating them places as well. I had to lift once I got the floor cleared up of the puddle. I thought it would never end. I think that was the big thing starting out. I thought it would never end, and I was kind of really overwhelmed. But once the water had subsided and there was like no more puddle and it was just like floor, I was feeling a bit better about it. But when it was still puddle, I was so overwhelmed. I was just like I was like so besides myself. Um but yeah, and then like I lifted up Kogi's crate and turned it on its side so that way it could air the bottom because it's wood and unfortunately flat against the floor, so soaked in a fair bit of water. Um so that was that. And then eventually the maintenance guy called me and he's like, "Are you okay? You never call me." And I'm just like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Did you need me to come over? Tell me what happened." I'm like, "I caused a flood." And they're like, "Is it still there? Like, how bad is it?" I'm like, "I got most of it. It's situated." And they're like, "We do have a shop vac. Do you need it?" And I'm like looking at it and like there's no more puddle. I'm like, "No." I'm like, the hallway is still kind of wet, the front entry. And they're like, "Well, we don't care about that. That'll dry. That's fine." but what about your inside? Like, what anything that's damaged? Or you like? And I'm just like, no, everything was waterproof. That's in the general area, and I'm just trying to aerate and dry everything out. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, yeah. I was getting some videos from people. I was like, I'm thinking to myself, oh no, people are sending you videos of my front entry. No. I'm like, people know that I've had this meltdown happen. No, no. I'm gonna bite my burger. Burger, dude, and like, Nira was telling me, she's like, oh, keep it away from the walls, otherwise it'll go down the neighbors' walls. And I'm thinking to myself, well, I don't have anybody that lives below me. And I even went down into the garage and I was checking the ceilings and I don't see anything. But then this morning, right, I went into the lobby to like get my mail and I see that there's so much wetness all over the floor and like floor signs. A bit of me got paranoid and was wondering, is that because of me? Dear God, I hope that's not because of me. I hope I did not flood the lobby. I hope my little flooding accident did not flood the lobby. Like I was thinking to myself, like, oh my God, where am I located? Where am I located in junction to this? Like, did I accidentally flood the lobby? I'm thinking to myself, like, please, this has to be an unrelated incident. This has to be an unrelated incident. There's no way there would still be water and wetness overnight, right? Right? Perhaps, maybe, because I didn't check the lobby yesterday. I only checked the garage. I'm like trying to I'm trying to map in my head where I am, where I'm above, and I don't know where I'm above, but surely it has no correlation to the lobby having a bunch of wet floor signs all over the place. Surely there's no correlation. But yeah. On the bright side, while I had the maintenance guy over to check up on things, I had him hang a thing for me, so that's nice. I told him I was too scared to put holes in the wall, so I had him hang up, I had a helmet rack that I've been holding on to for my motorcycle helmet. And I hadn't done it because it required me to drill giant holes in the wall, and I didn't want to drill giant holes in the wall. I was scared. I'm just like, I'm freaking, I don't know, freaking just being a heathen and stabbing holes into it. So I had him do it, and he did it for me. He was like, yeah, sure. So now I have a place for my scooter collection. I'm happy about that. And my helmet now gets to hang up on the wall instead of just like precariously placed on the table, on Kogi's crate. So yeah. How many have fallen during the Glomp challenge? I do not remember. You guys are actually quite sturdy. A lot of you guys are quite sturdy. I don't recall a lot of you guys falling. And anybody that did fall, I did catch them. I do glomp in a very particular way. The box did have a few packs missing when you bought them, so you're not the only one buying there. Hey, let's go! Let's go! OP community, let's go! Happy birthday. Baba! Thank you! Thank you, thank you! Thank you, thank you! It's how you hunt as a cat, deadly glomps. Exactly. If you can withstand the hunting glomps, you solid. You a solid domlet. August doesn't get that hot around here. September is the heat stroke month. Is it? Well, I might as well pre-shave Kogi now, because it takes a while for his hair to grow back in anyway. So he'll still be quite short come September. When did I shave him last? When did I... Has it been a month? 2? I need to keep track of like how long it takes for his hair to grow back. September, the month of eternal hailfire. September. That's crazy that September is the heat stroke month, considering that October, typically exactly on Halloween, is when the temperature turns drastically cold. Like it's like normal weather, and then Halloween weekend, it's suddenly just really cold. You still don't understand how modern apartments have washing machine setups like yours? Because I made it this way. I did that. I did that. Either way, you'll still be in your coat, boots, hat, gloves, bandana, long sleeves, thick pants, and goggles. Please don't have a heat stroke. Hate when that happens. You once forgot to close the filter thing after cleaning it and it flooded. No! Oh, yeah, devastating. Devastating chaos. That was my random chaos for the month, aside from almost falling off a cliff. Tape the hose to the tub so you don't forget. I might do that. I might get a hook to just permanently affix the hose to the tub so that I don't need to worry about that. That's kind of something that I've been wanting to do, but I just hadn't gotten around to doing. Yeah. You needed that towel they sell on TV. The frickin', is it the ShamWow? The ShamWow, and it's just like, it soaks up the whole river. Yeah, the ShamWow. Is your home flooded? You could use ShamWow! Super absorbent, it freaking can dry up the Nile River. So thirsty, it'll make... I wanted to make some out-of-pocket jokes about it being thirsty, but I couldn't think of anything that was appropriate. I was gonna say something along the lines like, it'll never mind. I'm like, what's the opposite of being thirsty? Quenched? Who are we targeting? Your mom? It's ShamWow is so it'll drink up your moisture like it's super thirsty that it'll make your mom look quenched. That sounds wrong, and I don't think that lands. I don't think that lands the way it's supposed to. Hi, Senator! That's the one? Yeah. Did you save the unicorns? The unicorns, one unicorn. Uni, only one. You're getting off-kai anxious? See you soon? See you guys soon! Yeah! Don't be anxious. Don't worry. It'll be fun. Hey, guys. Crazy humidity today, huh? Yeah. Hi, Sleepy! Shave the Kogi. Shave the cat. Dude, I'm like, my hair, so I chopped my hair off, right? At the beginning of the year, I chopped my hair off. My hair is slowly growing back, ever so slowly. Emphasis on slowly. But it's like, it's at a length now where it's too short for me to frickin' tie it up into a ponytail. But it's too long that it drives me crazy because I can't get it out of the way. I'm suffering. I am suffering. It's too short for a ponytail, too long for me to not feel overheated. I'm dying. I can't wait till it grows back out. I don't know. I don't know if I like it short or if I like it long. When my hair is short, I feel like I just look like a boy. Like I straight up just look like a boy. But then when my hair is long, then I go crazy because then
Hair
it's
clips
hot.
and pins, or
because
just reshave.
because like my hair is really thick. I've debated if I reshave, but part of me kind of wants to grow it back out again because now like I want my next haircut to be the freaking Asian rat tail. I want to have an Asian rat tail, guys. I think that's my next haircut. I want to have an Asian rat tail or Asian mullet, as they say. I want to do that, but that requires me to grow my hair out. You wonder if it's because people think September should be cooler, so they dress warmer? No. It's totally not that. People do not dress different. Or it's cold in the morning, so people wear more out than heat up. I don't think so. I don't think so. It is usually hot August, September in my universe. It's like ungodly hot. Mm. As someone who has fallen off many cliffs, it's not that bad. The ground will catch you. What? Not if you're like being juggled around by a scooter as well. Okay, so like we did this huge, there's this loop. There's this mountain loop that we did, and we did it one way and it was super beautiful going down the hill. Going up the mountain, we did the other way, and the photo place. So going down the mountain, the photo place was at the bottom of the loop, right? At the base. So that was fine. Going up the mountain, the photo turn off, like the turn off point was at the top where there's a cliff and you're looking down at everything. And unfortunately, this was on an incline. And like Nero and I, we tried to stop and park. And she puts her kickstand down. She has a spring kickstand, but the ground is also kind of like the dusty gravelly. Like it's not gravel, but it's like kind of like it gives way a lot. It's like the dirty. It's the dirt dust, right? And the weight of the bikes is like basically these kickstands aren't doing anything, and she and I are sliding backwards. Her kickstand is on a spring, so like if it lifts up slightly, it springs up, right? It lifts up. Mine stays down. However, my kickstand has the caveat of a kill switch, which means so long as my kickstand is down, I am unable to start my bike. I found this to be quite a hindrance because I'm literally like, my kickstand is down. I'm sliding backwards. The kickstand is not doing anything to keep me up. I basically have to like press my foot down to step on the kickstand to give it more leverage, like more footing on the ground, and I'm leaning sideways to keep the bike up. And I need to be able to move forward to get out of this predicament. Unfortunately, as I have mentioned, my bike will not start so long as my kickstand is down. But I am unable to lift my kickstand up because I have to stay in the exact position that I'm in to keep myself up. If I do not stay in this heavy JoJo leaning pose, I will fall. And if I fall, I will most likely crash and slide off with Kogi. It's not a fun time. I cannot get up. And I'm like trying really, really hard to stay up. And Nero's just like, I'm like looking at Nero, we're both having the same problem. And she's like, are you okay? I'm like, I can't move. I straight up can't move. I can't start my engine. I cannot start my engine to be able to move forward. Moving forward would save me, but I cannot, right? And Nero, fortunately, she does not have a kill switch on her kickstand. So she is able to start her scooter and drive and move forward off the cliff edge. And so she repositions herself and she's able to get off her bike, and she's able to help me basically lift up my bike so that I could lift up my kickstand to start my engine. Like, I'm just like, I just need to be able to start my engine and then I could go. But it's like, I can't start my engine because I can't lift up my kickstand. And yeah, so we almost slid off a cliff. We almost
Uncommon
slid.
Scooter L, glad you made it out though. That sounds rough.
It was a bit rough. It was a little bit rough, yeah. That happened, yeah. Sliding backwards is never fun. Never fun. This is why I don't trust the kickstand. Every time we go on an adventure, like I have both the kickstand and the center stand. Nero only has a kickstand, okay? And she has a spring kickstand. And her kickstand is in the shape of a rabbit foot too. So like, I don't know how she has so much faith in her kickstand, but somehow she doesn't really have too many problems. I've never experienced her having problems, but she has told me like the kickstand sometimes like she has a problem with it springing back up. But like I've never witnessed any of these problems. But freaking my kickstand, I do not trust my kickstand at all. I only use my kickstand to turn off the scooter and like to pre-park it for me to get off and then I then put the scooter on the center stand for more stability. So I never trust a kickstand. Every time I only have it on the kickstand, I feel it move and wobble, and like I think there's like one time I had it on the kickstand and it just face planted, right? I don't trust a kickstand at all unless it's like I think the only time the kickstand is superior to the center stand is if you're parking on grass. Okay? If you're parking on grass, there is no way you can get it to park on the center stand because the ground is just way too soft. So you have to have it on the kickstand, but you need to have like a flat floorboard under the kickstand for more surface area. And that's like the only time where the kickstand is like superior. Only. And then every other time I'm just like, this is a gamble. I hate physics. I hate physics. So yeah. Hello, Senator. What did you just walk into? A cliff. I almost fell off a cliff. What about your mom? Your mom is not thirsty anymore. Don't worry about it. Senator, you must save us. We have under 30 minutes left. Oh, we have. Oh, I wasn't paying attention. We have under 20 minutes. Clipper, the cat's doing it again. Doing what? Doing the thing? Hair clips and pins. I wish. I don't know. I don't know. I have to look at my hair accessories. My hair is like, it's growing in a way. Shave one side, grow the other, perfectly balanced. Some people do like hairstyles like that. All things should be. Your ponytail reaches your lower back. Can't think of any other hairstyle. Any hairstyle yet? It's fine. It's fine you have the long hair. You don't style yours at all, just let it hang up to your hips. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Look at you guys. Look at you guys have long hair. My long hair community. Yes! Yes! My long hair hammers, let's go! On all of your off-road bikes, you disabled the kickstand kill switch because you've done jumps and had it turn your bike. Wait, your just from doing the jump, the kickstand turns off the kill switch? I don't know. I'd have to ask the scooter shop if they would disable that. Or I don't know. I don't know how it works if they can disable it. I ordered the kickstand from them because originally I only had the center stand. And then I asked for a kickstand, and they gave me one. Mm. You ain't never seen a kickstand kill switch around here? Probably because it's not a good idea. It's cool that I can turn off my bike with the kickstand. And so like I just have it as like a secondary measure, right? So I just leave, even though Sasha's on her center stand, I leave her kickstand down. So like if people try to start her, it won't start. She doesn't start with her kickstand down. So it's kind of like it can confuse people, right? So I could do her kill switch with the red button and have her kickstand down, and they'll try to start her and they'll think, "Oh, it's the kill switch." And they'll switch her on and they'll try to start her and then she still won't start because the kickstand is down. They'll be like, "What the frick?" But other than that, like yeah, it's not that useful. And sometimes I wish I could still keep her on. Even with the kickstand down. I wish I could still keep her.
Senator underscore pop in fresh chucked $50. The cat must be eternal.
Ah! Senator! Thank you! Thank you so much for the 50! Thank you. Donna. Thank you. Donna. We're here again. We're here. Oh, frick. I'm so glad that you guys know what the command is. Because I keep forgetting to pin it. I'm so glad that you guys know what the command is. I like that you guys know. You guys are just like, uh-oh. I keep forgetting to pin it. I'm glad that you guys know. Don't know, Link, where? Also got the long ponytail just done up high at the back of the head. Yeah, I kind of miss having the ponytail. I really do. I kind of miss having the ponytail. Long hair. I don't know. I think I look I look I miss I don't know. When I have the long hair, obviously I get the I think it's called the princess fringe with the bangs. I feel like I look more Asian when I have bangs. When I don't have bangs, I don't look Asian, right? That's when I start looking more Hispanic or Latina or however, whatever, how like however you choose to feel that I look. So I usually try to be very insistent on trying to maintain like some form of fringe, bangs or anything like that so that I look more Asian. So like yeah, the hime cut, the princess cut or whatever. I try to keep my fringe. Um Granted, I do all sorts of things to make the bangs not like staying in front of my face. So like I have a natural like hair part. I have a natural hair part that disagrees with having bangs, like a hime cut bangs. So like I try my best to keep the bangs in front, but my hair is like yeah, and freaking exposes my forehead, and I'm just like, ugh. The dono page just stays open as a as a perpetually open tab. Atheist Paladin over here has it like on freaking unlock, freaking. I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna put my plate in the sink. Ow. Nah. When you need to ponytail, you tie it low. I usually do low because that's easy, right? That's like quick, easy. You don't think about it. But then like depending on how hot it is, sometimes like the hotter, the higher the ponytail for me. The hotter the temperature, the higher the ponytail is usually what ends up happening. And so sometimes like if it's too hot and my hair is too short, I'll tie it. I'll tie half my hair up and then combine that into a ponytail so it stays up higher. You can tell that I am super duper hot when I have straight up the ponytail, like right at the top of my head. Like if I have that freaking unga bunga ponytail, like treetop stem coming out the top of my head, that is like, I am so hot. I want all of this hair to be elevated. So my hairstyle, my ponytail height is like was it indicative of the weather and how hot that is. Gons has it bookmarked, you're pretty sure? But I'm pretty sure Gons is driving as well. Gons is driving somewhere. Gons is driving and unavailable and or sleeping and or resting and or tired and or driving. Twin tails ever? All the time. When my hair is long enough, all the time. I would wear twin tails all the time. Like if it's on the fly, usually the ponytail because that's easy. But then like if I have it accessible, then like I usually do the twin tails because that's also high, elevated, and it's like less hair. So yeah, I had twin tails like all the time. And I've had friends tell me they're like, a lot of people they wear the pigtails and it like it doesn't look right on them, but like it just looks like you. It fits you. They're like that's a hairstyle, that's you, and like I'm unbothered by that. I'm like, was that supposed to be? And like it's you just pull it off. I'm like, oh okay, I guess. But yeah, I usually use the twin tails a lot. When it's hot, you keep your hair down to help prevent sunburns. Bandana drenched in water and pulled up. Collar up too. You can drink more water to beat the heat. Sunburns just suck. Sunburns do suck. Sunburns do suck. Absolutely. I've started wearing hats. Now that my hair is short, I've started bringing a hat around. I started bringing a hat around. Which is fine because it's a hat that I like for myself. Like identity wise. I found a what is it? I think it's a Bakaneko hat. It's by Oni Cakes. Um but it's black and pink. I wish it was purple. I think they now have a purple one. When I bought it, they didn't, the closest color they had was pink. And I almost wanted to like email them and ask them if they could make a custom colorway for me that's purple. Because I really like their hat because their ears are reinforced so that they stay up. Yes, my helmet has cat ears. I attached cat ears to it cuz it felt right. And my hat, my what is it, baseball cap, Bill hat or whatever, it does also have cat ears on it. Yes, I am that weirdo. It feels right. It feels right. I need it. How do I see you again soon? Find out when we find out when we open. What do you mean when you open? Where what happened? What happened? If I had known this, I would have bought more. I would have bought more hats. They do also have, so there's also the bucket hats, right? But then at the same time, like, the bucket hats are cute, but I don't think I pull off bucket hats really well. I don't think I pull off bucket hats really well. I'm looking at their Twitter, and they seem like they're huge VTuber fans. Like, literally every other post, every other retweet is a VTuber retweet. They retweet a bunch of VTubers. So I wonder if they'll be at Offkai. And then maybe I might see if I could get a hat, another hat, a backup hat for my main hat. Got ribbons on your hat? You can't say crap. Yeah, because after I bought the hat, they then released a pin. So it's the like the Kitsune line. It's the Kitsune line. But I like to pretend that it's a Bakaneko. And they had the black and pink, and then after I bought the hat, I think it was like 2 months later, they released a black and purple. And I'm like, a pin, but I don't think there's a hat yet. I don't think there was a hat, but they released the black and purple pin. And I'm like, ah! I don't see pictures of their hat. Makes me kind of sad. I want more of this hat. I wanted to see if I could do like a hat collaboration. Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, they're closed. They're closed. I'll get over this. I'll get over this. Anyway, I have another story to tell about Cowboy Town. Okay. So like, um, the day we arrived, so Saturday. When we arrived Saturday, we had the ice cream. After ice cream, we went to get dinner. But Nero was saying that there wasn't really a lot of good food places around because it was still kind of out of nowhere, out in the middle of nowhere. And so the only like food place that she found that had okay ratings, I guess, was a pizza place. And so we went there and you know, it was fine and like the food was okay. But then like Nero got up to use the restroom and I stayed. I'm like, okay, okay. And then like after she came back, I got up. I'm like, okay, I'll go use the restroom, and I bring Kogi with me. I go into the bathroom, and I find the ladies. I go into the bathroom. I close the door, and I press the little lock button, but it feels a little bit loose. And I think to myself, that feels loose. That doesn't feel like it gave like there wasn't any click or any resistance. It was just kind of like a little jiggly button. Okay? And I'm like, sure. So I hang Kogi's leash on one of the hooks and I do my business. Okay? I do a little pedal and uh I'm looking down at the ground and I see a phone on the ground next to the toilet. And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And I pick up the phone and I'm looking at the lock screen and I'm like, "Did Nero leave her phone? Did she drop her phone using the restroom?" Because Nero just came from the bathroom, right? And I'm just like, "Okay." So I put the phone down like on the toilet paper roll shelf thing and I'm like thinking to myself, well, it doesn't look like Nero's phone. That lock screen does not look like Nero's lock screen. But I'll still bring it back and ask her if she left her phone. And if it's not her phone, then I'll just give it to the waitress. Right? I'm thinking this in my head. And so then I finish doing my business and I get up and I pull my pants up. Okay, I pull my pants up and I start trying to draw my like tie my drawstring and everything. And then a woman just bursts into the bathroom. And I look at her, and Kogi looks at her, and she looks at me and Kogi, and looks down at the floor next to the toilet, and is just like, "Oh, I'm so sorry," and it just like leaves. Right? She just leaves, and she just leaves the door open as well. And I'm looking at her with my pants up, you know, still trying to tie my string, and I'm like, it's okay. And I'm watching her like I don't reclose the bathroom door because there's nothing really to hide. My pants are up, and like the door is like still wide open, and I see her like run across the restaurant back to her friend, and she starts talking to her, and she's like, you know, like where, what? And she still looks so confused and also slightly embarrassed. And I'm looking down at the ground. And I'm like, she was looking at that spot. I wonder if this is. And I try to call out. I'm like, is this your, you know, like I'm trying to call out, but also I'm still trying to situate my pants. So I'm just like, well, I'm gonna situate my pants first. I'm gonna wash my hands, and then I will give her phone back, right? So I'm still having the door wide open, and like she and her friend eventually come into like a more earshot distance from me, and I'm just like, is this your phone, by the way? And her friend's like, oh yes, sorry, we were just so embarrassed, we were so stunned. I'm like, it's okay, like it's okay, it's fine, my pants were up. I'm like, this is fine. So she comes back into the bathroom and grabs her phone from the toilet paper shelf. And she's just like, I'm so sorry. I'm like, it's fine. And then I just finish washing up and then I leave with Kogi and then I sit back down in front of Nero and I'm like, well, that just happened. And she's like, what? What happened? I'm like, somebody busted in the bathroom. Thankfully, my pants were up. Thankfully, my pants were up. It would have been definitely 100 times more embarrassing if my pants were down and I was still sitting on the toilet. If I was still sitting on the toilet, I think I would kind of die inside. I would die a little bit on the inside. Yeah. Or if I was in the process of lifting my pants up, I would still die on the inside. Yeah, I would still die on the inside. I mean, you know, that, yeah. I don't know. Do guys ever have to deal with that? Like, do you ever have, like, that's the urinals, if you have, like, a singular bathroom, like, it's a door, singular bathroom, the urinal is always pointed away from the door, isn't it, right? You're never in a position where, like, the urinal is, like, eye shot from the door, and if somebody opened it, like, burst right in, they see your wanky. Right? They never you're always in a position where even if they bust in, they'll just see your backside, maybe your buns, right? But they'll never see your winky. Is it still just as embarrassing to see your butt? Is it just as embarrassing to see your butt, or like, you know, you can't you can't say you've ever had a sunburn. Looks like it does suck though. Sunburns do hurt because it's like you're perpetually itchy. You're perpetually itchy and uncomfortable, and it feels like your skin is splitting. That's what it feels like. It feels like your skin is perpetually splitting apart. Yeah. You love foxwood. Unfortunately, I'm not a fox. I'm a bakoneko. Unfortunately, we don't get doors. You don't get doors? What do you mean? No. Like, oh, you know what? In the bathroom, all the urinals are exposed, aren't they? But you're still kind of like, no, I guess it doesn't matter. If it's like the multiple urinals and you still have to pass them from the side. So wait, do you never mind, you probably don't stare. I was gonna say, like, do you guys see each other's wankies when you walk through the bathroom and there's like a row of guys on the urinals? Most situations are more embarrassing with your pants down. Exactly. When your pants are down, it's definitely way more embarrassing. Generally, we're lucky if we get dividers. By its nature, you generally face the wall when using, yeah, you're facing the wall when you're using the urinal. Logic would dictate that's how a urinal is used. I don't think they would, I don't think it's ideal for you to use the urinal for number 2. I think that's unideal. 1, it's uncomfortable. 2, I don't think there's a proper drainage system for that. And 3, I don't think that's kosher. I don't think some people make exceptions. Nah. Do they really? Have they actually? Some urinals have little partitions between. Yeah, sometimes they have a little wall. Sort of. You were changing in your tent at summer camp in Boy Scouts, and your tent mate ripped the tent open without knocking and wasn't looking either. So the guys he was talking to had to tell him to close the tent since he wasn't paying attention. Thankfully, you had a long shirt and good reflexes. Oh! Oh! Whoa. This was many years ago, by the way. I see. Yeah. Yeah. The name implies number 1 only. Exactly. Only number 1. The worst ones are when it's just a long open trough. Can't even admire the tile grouting at those ones. What do you mean when it's a— oh wait! You mean like just a tube? Like a trough? Like I've never seen those. I've only seen like the urinals where it's like a little— it's the pod. It's the pod, the piss trough. You guys have piss troughs? I've never seen a piss trough before. Wait, yeah, some are just— they're just a long— what? Wait! The fountain style urinals are in the center of the restroom? Oh, wait. There's other styles of urinals? There's a fountain style? This sounds all sorts of magical. Wait, you guys have like different like decorative furnishings and stuff like that. And all of the times that I've walked into a men's restroom, like I've never seen this. I've never seen the piston trough, and I've never seen the piston fountain. I've only ever seen like the urinal. With or without ice? What do you mean ice? They're rare these days. Oh. Oh. I guess. You know, I guess thinking about it, the troughs do leave you quite exposed thinking about it. All of the dudes piss in it though. Isn't that the point though? Creating a community Isn't that the point of the piston trough and the piston fountain? You're creating a community soup? The best game is pee on the urinal cake? Dude. Dude. I think I remember telling Avi about the urinal cake and she didn't believe me. She didn't I was just like, there's a urinal cake. She's like, what? You're lying. Like, why is it a cake? And I'm like, it's a urinal cake. It's called the urinal cake. And she's like, nuh-uh, that's not real. That doesn't exist. I remember this. And she didn't believe me and she had to look it up. The old waterfall style just has you pissing on the wall of water. I mean, at least it's kind of cycling through and it doesn't pool, right? You're not making like a pool of piss. To be frank, I've never seen the trough either. Trough is getting rarer and rarer. Oh, the old piss and trough. One of the man's worst restroom inventions, to be honest. No privacy nor protection from the others. Wait, how low is this thing? How low or high is this thing? You guys can experience backsplash? That's awful. That's awful. I have a peak haunch. So one of the things Nira recommended to me when like starting to do these like moto rides is she was like, the further out like into the wilderness that you drive, you'll eventually have like pit toilets. And she hates pit toilets and she's just like, she has PTSD about pit toilets. And I had never seen a pit toilet before until like I think for my birthday, the campsite we were at was a pit toilet, right? And it's straight up just like it's a toilet and then a big hole in the ground, like a giant hole in the ground, deepest ever. And the way Rianari described it is like perfect. He like walked in there and he looked down and it's just like a black void. And he took a piece of toilet paper and just like dropped it down there and you just see it float down and then into nothingness. Like it just disappears into the darkness. And it's just like you just look down this hole, this like pit, and you just feel vile. You feel utterly vile. It's kind of awful. And then like I think one of the times I went in there, I had the realization of like, oh god, there's no lights in here. So if you just walk in there, it's just like darkness as well. So make sure you always have a flashlight on you. Thank goodness I have Borit. Thank goodness I have Borit on me. Let me see. For certain type of events, they put ice in the trough to keep the smell down, you think. The heat melts the ice, so it's constantly flushing without additional I guess that makes sense. Yeah. I thought it was something like cold piss has no smell versus hot piss. Because that would also make sense. I feel like hot piss would definitely the molecules would be shaking a lot faster and definitely generate more scent. It's kind of like how when you eat frozen chocolate, it's less flavorful than when it's melted. I think maybe that's the same thing with scents, maybe. If it's cold, the particles don't vibrate, and if it's hot, the particles vibrate. So obviously you don't want to have vibrating piss. So you got to cool it down. Got to chill out that piss. Freeze those particles so that they don't move. You think the only place you saw the trough style was at sports stadiums? Oh. Somebody invited me to go watch, I think, a soccer game. I don't remember when again. I have to look back at the messages. They tried to invite me to baseball, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I think baseball's kind of boring." I'd rather play baseball than watch baseball. The last time I watched baseball was back when I was like in middle school, and I was struggling so hard to stay awake. Um, so hard. And I think it might just be just like the type of game I was at. There was nothing going on. I didn't know what was going on. The announcements were very few and far between, and I don't know, there was like no excitement level at all. But then again, I mentioned to you guys that I'm a hockey player watcher, so obviously I'm looking for a different kind of excitement. I'm looking for like more hype and rivalry. There were also the old school wall to floor urinals. Why do you need it that tall? Also, if it's wall to floor, don't you have concern about the backsplash hitting your legs? Do you not have concern on the floor? Yeah, if you piss on the floor, don't you have concern about it splashing onto your legs because the water is dripping that far down? Not unless you're trying to like piss on the wall so it drizzles down, but even then, like, I don't know. I don't know. But as I was saying, I have a peconch. Neuro recommended me get a peconch. I got to use it one of the times when I was camping, and I was so excited to be able to use a peconch. I was so excited. I'm like, I'm peeing standing up. Guys, I'm peeing standing up. I was so excited to pee standing up. I was peeing standing up. It's so convenient. I'm so jealous of you. I'm so jealous. Evening, hi Fuzzy. Hi Fuzzy. I figure I'm gonna see you this weekend. I figure I'll see you this weekend. Lady J, Shiwi, many brands. What is that for? Peconch is good. Oh, the Peconch brands? Never know when there is a snake or wasp nest in the piss pit. I've never thought about that. But now I will. And now I will have more reason to use my peconch. Fun fact, when you were 4, you almost died in a— Oh my god! That is an awful way to go. Sorry, Fuzzy. That would be like, exactly, you look down at that pit and it's just like, you just see dread. That would be an awful way to go. Just like dying in a pit toilet. Just covered in filth. Like if you ever fell down a pit toilet, you might as well just die. Because I think you would be too traumatized to ever live after that. Or like let it down or anything. Like if people knew that this happened to you, or like you were with people and they saw this happen to you, I think just the shame alone would kill you. I'm so glad that you didn't die in a pit toilet. I'm really glad. This is a fun fact. I'm glad you didn't die in a pit toilet. You wanted to find what was at the bottom. No! But your aunt caught you when you had a leg in there? Fuzzy! Did it not smell like rancid of death and you're trying to climb into a pit toilet? You would have been like freaking covered in it. How old did you say? When you were 4? Never mind. You probably didn't know what shame was at the time. Or embarrassment. You didn't know what shame or embarrassment was at the time. Falling down a pit toilet to me is kind of like what I imagine the fear and hunger when you dive down into a pit and it just breaks your legs, and now you're just like legless at the bottom of the pit and you're just like crawling through the filth. That's exactly what I feel like falling down a pit toilet would be. Like, you just snap your legs, you're covered in this filth, and you're just like, well, I guess I die. Right? Because that's the only other outcome you can have in fear and hunger. If you break your legs down that I don't even know what that pit is called, but like you guess you die. Spoiler alert, PS. Back then you didn't really understand danger and consequences. if that had happened to you, that totally would have shaped some form of your character. That definitely would have had an impact on some form of your character. Hi, Warlord. Same, dude. You got free tickets and you left at the 3rd inning. Yeah, I got free tickets too. I think they are offering to take me to a soccer game. I'm more inclined to watch a hockey game and a soccer game, but definitely a hockey game. But I think hockey is not in season right now. But also, wait. Dude, so like on Thursday, I was told that I'm very apparently very oblivious. I'm very oblivious, and I don't know if there's another word for that other than like dense. I'm very dense or something. But like I was told that like apparently flirting with me goes over my head. Apparently I don't know. I don't know when I'm being flirted with. And it just goes over my head or I miss it. And they told me that I take things really literally. And I responded, I'm like, yeah, Ria and Ari said I'm like, yeah, Ria and Ari said, they have to be careful about what they say around me because I take things quite literally. So I guess like there are certain things that were said where I took things literally, but they were supposed to mean flirting? But I don't know how that makes any sense. But then again, I've had you guys tell me like pickup lines and I think they're funny. I think those are funny. But like I don't know. If they're said in they're funny when it's like you're just sharing it, right? But when they're said in the wild, I don't think I've ever heard them like when they're said in the wild, then it's just like you're not serious. It's just a joke. It's just funny, haha, it's just a joke. I think, right? Nobody's ever serious saying those things, right? Nobody's ever serious saying those things. The trout derby has MLB
Ads are
tickets.
dropping in 2 minutes.
You always plan to sell them if you win them? Oh. MLB? Is that basketball? That's why guys don't wear sandals that much? Don't want to use a urinal and get your foot wet. And you haven't even started yet. No! That's so gross. You unlock true freedom when you can pee off a cliff. I wonder if I can find a secluded cliff to piss off of. Wait, you're so right! You're so right! Wait, how? Wait, you're so right! That's a goal. I go piss off a cliff. I can pee conch off a cliff. You're taking a plane tomorrow to head over it? Okay. Yo, I'm taking a plane tomorrow too, but I don't land in until 10. But I will be in Pudding's care. Vault toilets are a chemical nightmare that has biting flies at the worst. Vault toilet? What the frick is a vault toilet? The floor inside might have a... Nope. 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 What are the toilets called? The crouch toilets in China? Those ones were okay, I guess. They were kind of just interesting. It was like a new experience, right? They were awkward and interesting, but they were fine. I think I was more so paranoid about missing than anything. I was more so paranoid about missing than anything. Why is the cat talking about toilets? Because we somehow started talking about, we went from urinals to pit toilets. We get to some weird topics of conversation. This is a Beko stream. There are no guardrails.
ADS are running for 180 seconds.
When you come to a Beko stream, you never know what you're going to talk about. It could be food one day, it could be piss, it could be toilets, it could be falling off a cliff, or even starting a flood in your own home. You never know what kind of conversation you're going to have here, but at least you'll never be bored. It'll be something interesting and probably educational. Mainly for me, because I don't know any better.
Rogue_2K3 chucked $30. Have money, foolish cat.
Rogue! Thank you for the 30! Donna, Donna, Donna. Donna, Donna, Donna. Thank you, thank you! We're back here again. We're back at an hour. We're back here again. I keep seeing
it didn't happen.
I keep seeing the timer go down, and then it's just like, maybe, and then it doesn't. You either die for was it Vtuber, or live long enough to become a pist? Or face, probably Two-Face. Wow. Points to the Beko loft bed. Then what's that? I have guardrails? You mean the guardrails that I smack my head on? You learn that common sense is a muscle that needs to be exercised. Sure. Do I have common sense? I think I have common sense. I just don't have I don't have the street smarts, right? Because I'm very, as Sarah says, I'm very naive, I'm very clueless. I'm not a man, but I am all of the above. I am all of the above, and I don't think I've had enough like life world experiences to know things. So like, for instance, if we're ever in a dark scary alleyway, I'm gonna be like wah 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 wah, versus like if I'm there in a dark scary alleyway with Archie, he's gonna be like looking left and right. He'll be like looking everywhere, and he'll be like, that man over there, he's shifty, don't walk next to that man. And he'll be like, oh, that guy's doing something shifty, that guy's a homeless man, he's got something in his pocket, he's reaching, you know, like it's like that difference, right? Where I was be like, la 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 la. And Archie would probably be like really heightened senses on his toes, and like ready to just like flinch at anything. Maybe the worst I would be is like if the dark alleyway is like really dark and it's like late at night, I might be like ooh, ooh, scary, right? But I'm not gonna notice the man in the corner, or I'm not gonna notice the I'll be looking out for like rats on the floor or something. I'll be like, oh my god. Flirting is a myth pushed on us by neurotypicals. A myth? How so? See, I don't understand. So like, I don't know. I don't understand. I guess I don't understand the art of flirting, right? Because for me, I'm just like, oh, you just have a conversation, right? You just have a conversation, and you just keep having conversation. You just keep having conversation, and you keep having conversation, and you just keep having conversation, right? And you just keep having conversation. I don't know about like flirting points, but you just keep having conversation. You just keep having conversation. Because I think at the end of the day, whoever you end up with needs to be somebody that you can forever have a conversation with, right? Because like, if all your conversations are just like nothing burgers, then it's just like, oh, well, what now? So I think it's very important to have somebody that you can just keep having a conversation with. If you have lots of things to talk about and you can talk the rest of your life with this person, I think that is a good attribute to have, right? I think that's a very, very good attribute to have. If you can just talk forever with this person for the rest of your life, I think that's good. Because like, what is it? You can always have like ailments or whatever, or like if you get sick, or like maybe I get into a scooter accident and I break both my legs and I'm bedridden and now I can't do X, Y, and Z. Well, if we can have a good conversation, maybe we can have a good conversation. You know what would be a travesty? If I could suddenly just not be able to talk anymore, then I'd be kind of sad. Yeah, then I'd actually be kind of sad. If I can no longer communicate, I think that would be like one of the saddest things for me. If I can't yap about anything and everything, I'll be so sad. Because like I'm pretty close to being blind too, because I have the scar in my eye. I can never get LASIK, so I can never fix my vision. I never fix my eyeballs, right? Because nobody wants to take the chance to do LASIK on me because of the scar. Because as they like their reasoning is the scar is too close to the center of my eye, and if they do LASIK, they might rupture or like make like it might agitate the scar to make my vision worse, and it could essentially make me blind. So nobody wants to take the chance to try to do LASIK on me. Is my understanding. That's my understanding. I can never ever do LASIK. But then people have also been telling me that there's new alternatives other than LASIK. Like they don't need to shoot a laser into my eyeball. That there's an alternative where they can implant a permanent contact into my eye. Like they'll just slice a layer of my eyeball and put like a permanent contact in my eye. That's also an option. I'd be interested in that. I like listen, is it weird that like I sometimes wake up in the morning and have thoughts to myself like I wonder what it would be like to wake up in the morning and open my eyes and be able to see. Is that like a really weird obscure thought? Like I wonder what it's like to be able to see when you wake up in the morning. To just open my eyes and then that's it. To just open my eyes and just see the world the moment I wake up. Not like open my eyes, have to like rustle around looking for where my glasses are, put on my glasses, walk to the bathroom, and then put on my contacts. Or sometimes if I don't have my glasses around, then I have to dishevelly stumble through to the bathroom without tripping on anything because I can't see nothing. You know? I have like had days where I just open my eyes and I look up at the ceiling or at, like, the bottom of my bunk bed or whatever is above me and just, like, wondered what it would have been like if it was clear. Like, if I could see that. If I could just see that. Mm. What were you talking about? Same, until, like, it's after too late. I'll just Well, that wasn't above Sarah, but Rianari has said that. Again, same. In high school, a girl slept on your lap telling you how she couldn't sleep and how she was single after a breakup and all you focused was on her poor sleep schedule. Yeah, like, she should sleep better. She should sleep That's what I heard too. She was having trouble sleeping. Beko pickup line? Pickup line? You want a salmon? Oh my god! Do you know how, like, terrible I feel about, like, certain dates I've had? There are certain- I am so notorious for not, like, I usually am very, like, very thoughtful and I think about, like, the other person and things like that. I am so, like, thoughtful. Except when it comes to salmon. And that's not to mean, like, I wouldn't share my salmon with you, but, like, if you were to ask me, where do I want to eat? I will genuinely and honestly answer you, salmon. Okay, if you ask me where I want to eat, I will say salmon. I will say salmon. And I will forget everything else until we finally get to the restaurant. And then I find out, or I remember, or have the realization that, oh my god, you're allergic to fish. And I'm making you eat at a fish restaurant with me. or you don't eat fish. You either don't eat fish or you're allergic to fish. And when you ask me where would I like to eat for a nice dinner for us to be able to like connect with one another, and I pick a place that you cannot eat at because my brain just goes salmon, 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 salmon. I am the worst date ever. If you do not eat fish and you do not like fish, I am the worst date ever because my brain becomes devoid. The moment you ask me what I want to eat, the answer is always going to be salmon. And then I feel utterly horrible when I realize what I've done. I feel so horrible. It makes me so sad. And like we go because they want me to be happy, and they want me to be happy, and I am happy. I'm so happy that I get to eat salmon, but then I feel so bad because they can't eat the fish, and I made them go to a fish place. I feel bad. I can't help but be so like adamantly in love with salmon. It's like such a knee-jerk reaction. This has happened to me like twice. By the way, this has happened to me twice. Technically 3 times if we were talking about individual outings, right? If we're talking about individual outings, this has happened to me 3 times. Two with one person and one with another person, but like not really. Not really. Like the other person, we haven't really gone on an outing, but like we've had conversations where we talk about them not liking fish, and then like we talk about places that I want to eat, and I instantly talk about fish and wanting to go to sushi, and then being reminded that I don't like fish, and I'm like but like I had like 2 outings with this one other person, right? And like the first time I found out they're allergic to fish, and that's where we went, and then like a couple months later we talked again, and they're like, "Where do you want to go?" And I'm just like fish. Sushi. And we arrive there again, and they don't eat fish, and I'm like, "Why not?" And they're like, "They're allergic." And I'm like, and I sit with the errors of my ways, and that person was really nice. They were really nice, but you know, like, you know what the sad thing, you know what the funny, no wait, it's funny and sad. There was one time, I forgot what happened. So this person, they were like really patient with me, and like we would go on outings every so often. But like there was one time we were doing an outing, but we were with somebody else. So there was like a third party. I don't remember who was with us. I think it was one of their friends. And so this guy, he gifted me one of those puzzles. Those trinket puzzles where you have to untangle a thing, and he gave it to me, and he watched me mess with it for a while. Like I was messing with it for an hour, and I was like right. And I put it down for like 5 minutes, I think for food or something, and like I think it was his friend that picked it up, and like 5 minutes later was able to unravel it. And I was just like sitting, I'm like, oh. And he was sitting there, and he was like, "Oh." And he was so sad, and he was, like, confessing to me, he's like, "I really wanted you to be the one to solve the puzzle, because then it would have been like, you unlocked my heart or something." And I'm just like, "I'm so sorry, I'm dumb." Like, I was like, "I'm so sorry, I'm a dumb." And then I think, what is it? No, and, like, I think, um we had a couple of more outings, but then like on one of the last outings, they straight up said that my nickname to his friends was that I was the one that got away. I'm like looking at them like, what? And they're like, yeah, I just call you the one that got away. I'm like, what the frick? I don't know. I'm weird like that. I'm weird. Maybe it's because they didn't follow the courting ritual. I don't think they knew about the courting ritual. It's never official unless it's the courting ritual. It's never official unless they follow the courting ritual. It's never official. Maybe. Beko's the type that doesn't realize when people be hitting on them unless someone tells them, though. I don't really realize because we're just having conversations and we're just hanging out, I think. We're just hanging out. Right? Beko gonna experience scenic I don't think that's like a road travel goal though. I don't think that's a road travel goal. Most you've ever done is pissed off a tall building. You'll never be free. What kind of Fuzzy off of a tall building? Is this like in a city? What about the people below? If somebody pisses from above, what about the people below? Are you pissing on people? They're being hit on? Who's being hit on? Beko, are you afraid of snakes? If they move very abruptly, yes. I don't think I'm not like traumatically afraid of snakes, but I do acknowledge that they move faster than me. So I would be flinchy and very hesitant about snakes. I don't mind like touching snakes if you tell me like, oh, they're not gonna bite you or they'll be like cool or whatever, like fine, I can trust like that. But I will be skittish if it makes an abrupt move at me, right? I'm just like, nah. Thank you so much for the head pat, Sarah. A tall building is just a cliff with the chance of people witnessing you. Yeah, what about the people below? Random rain, huh? Why does this rain smell? The squat toilet. Yeah, the squat toilets. Those were very interesting. And is the squat toilet considered ergonomic? Can you consider a squat toilet ergonomic? Because what wasn't it? The squatty potty tells you that it's anatomically healthier for you to squat when you poop. Have you guys seen that speaking of squatty toilets, have you guys heard of squatty potty? Have you seen the commercial about the unicorn pooping ice cream? I have. And apparently it's healthier for you to squat when you poop. When you did it, it was raining 1 a.m. and it was great. Oh, Fuzzy. Oh, Fuzzy. Oh, Fuzzy. Oh, Fuzzy. Oh, no. Oh, Fuzzy. Oh, no. Oh, Fuzzy. Oh, no. It was great, he says. I guess you had your own sense of freedom there. Nothing beats a Jet 2 holiday moment. What's that? Pissing off a building? You're very well traveled. You have some street smarts. Some street smarts. What do you mean? What do you mean just because I'm very well traveled? Nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. What do you mean? Being well traveled makes me street smart. Nuh-uh, nuh-uh, nuh-uh. Friggin' every single time I traveled or like you guys were there when I was first shipped to overseas and like I panicked for like how long? 4 months trying to figure out my packing gear. It's all new stuff and you guys are like coaching me. I'm straight up a Tamagotchi. I'm just a Tamagotchi and you guys are coaching me through all of my life experiences. Like, nuh-uh. Nuh-uh. It's you guys. It's you guys. I just do a lot of research. I'm that kind of person. I have to like look into things. I watch a lot of videos and reviews and things like that. And I ask way too many questions in terms of street smarts. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know anything about the streets. I don't know anything about the streets other than they there. Mm. Blarg. In New York, we deal with crackheads and thugs, so we gotta be on our toes, especially at night. See, I don't think I've ever encountered a crackhead. Nor would I know what a crackhead looks like. Or a thug. Although, in saying that, apparently there were some shootings around my neighborhood. And one of my friends was telling me that there might be like some gangs in the area. So I don't know if I've seen any of these guys, but apparently they exist in my area. What did you get the scar from? It developed when I was in the art institute. But I've been to like X amount of doctors and specialists and things like that, and nobody can tell me what caused the scar. It just randomly popped. I randomly had like a pop happen in my vision during one of my art classes, and it gave me a ghost vision. You know, like when you stare at a light bulb for too long and you see a ghost image. Um, so that it developed that, and it lasted for the whole day. And I thought it was because I was staring at the light for too long, because it was one of those still life images or whatnot that we had to draw, and they pointed the light bulb at my direction, so I had to stare towards the light bulb, and so I thought I just stared at it for too long. But it persisted for the whole day, and by the time I went back home, I was just like, well, this is weird. I'll go to sleep, I'll sleep it off, but when I wake up in the morning, if it's still there, then that's not good. And that's exactly what happened. I woke up in the morning and the ghost image was still there. And I'm like, okay, this is a problem. So then that's when I went to the specialist. They put iodine in my eye. They made my vision turn red. And they took pictures and they found the scar. And they couldn't really figure out. Nobody can figure out, like, no matter what specialist I went to, nobody could figure out what it was, other than like they like to just blame it. They gave a reasoning, but it's like a blanket reasoning, right? They gave a blanket reasoning, which is they like to blame it on toxoplasmosis, which is essentially something, oh, some infection caused a scar or like inflammation and a scar to like burst in your eye. Um and they always go to toxoplasmosis, and then they always ask, do you have cats? And they're just like, if you have cats, this is normal if you have cats. And I'm just like, oh, I don't have cats. So that's why, like, I don't think I could ever have a cat, because I'm too paranoid about, like, what if I interact with a cat and it develops like more toxoplasmosis in me, and I develop more scars in my eye or something like that. So cats are nice. I like playing with cats, but I don't think I can ever own a cat, because I don't know if the cat is gonna be too toxic to me and make me worse. Cats are actually very toxic to people, specifically females. Did you know that? If you're pregnant, you're not supposed to handle the cat litter and poop or whatever. And I forgot what was the other thing that I learned. Something about their piss too. Their piss is also very, very toxic, right? It's
Little did she know that she
very.
was a cat.
Oh frick. I'm my own toxoplasmosis. It was me all along. It was me all along. It was because of me. Actually, lore-wise,
Absurdist Scribbler has deemed it necessary to water the cat.
thank you. I have a scar on my eye, but lore-wise, VTuber lore-wise, we're just calling it my demon eye. It's my demon eye. The scar in my eye is actually my demon eye, and it allows me to see through across multiple universes all at the same time, so it's kind of hard to see. Because you have multiple overlapping images on top of each other. Um, try to see with that going on. I actually made an image of what my vision looks like. I made an image that I could overlay to you guys, which basically replicates what my vision looks like. Do I still have it? I also have x-rays. I do also have x-rays. Of my eyeball. Oh, here we go. Ba, 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 ba. Image. So this is an old image. So this was the original scar image. Oh, is it not loading? Oh, it's oh, cancel. Okay. So this is like the original image that I got when it first happened, and you can see like these are supposed to be the rods and cones, and you see there's some weird thing going on there. Like that's not supposed to be whatever is going on there. And then we have this other view. This is another one. And so I think if I remember correctly, I think it's that black dot? Question mark? That seems too big. This seems so big for it to be my scar. But you know what? Maybe it is too. It could be it. And then this is... Where is it? Here we go. This is the filter that I made. Oh. So this is kind of what my vision looks like. So if you're looking straight ahead at me, that's what my vision looks like when I have both my eyes open. Essentially, like, you can see bits from, like, the good eye that doesn't have the scar, but the parts that has scars, because I think I have, like, multiple different scars, they're kind of fuzzy, right? They're kind of fuzzy, and there's certain portions that are just flat out missing. So I think, like, where is it? I think it's right here, where it's just kind of missing image. And so that's kind of the reason why, like, when I'm reading your guys' messages, um, it takes me a while to read them, and I stare really hard. I stare really hard when I'm reading your messages because I'm trying to make sure I'm seeing correctly what I'm seeing. Unfortunately, having the scar has made my, like, image registry slower. It's made me, like, slower at, like, making sure that I'm seeing what I'm seeing. I think I've had somebody, like, frickin' be mean at me on stream asking why it takes me so long to read things. Somebody was so mean about that. They were just like, "What are you, dumb? Like, why do you take so long reading?" I'm like, actually, I have a scar in my in my eye." Blarg. Let me see. You think there's a difference in knowing how to drive on the street versus knowing how to survive on the streets? Oh yeah, they're completely different things, I think. Absolutely. Yes, you know someone who did that? Did piss off a building onto people's heads? You can vaguely remember being 10 and being able to see your entire room. Oh no. Oh, well, at least you have the memory. I don't even have that memory. I don't have that memory. I've never been able to see clearly, I don't think. I think I was fitted with glasses pretty early on in life. You hear it's reversible too. Oh, the contacts. The eye. Oh, really? They numb your eye, you feel a prick, and then go blind for like 5. Oh my god. I don't know what it's like to go blind. For 5 minutes, you feel some pressure, but then everything just works. How much does it cost to get the, like, the permanent contact lens in your eyeball? You also regret not getting new glasses sooner? Uh-oh. Yeah, I made sure to get some replacement glasses, but I do need to buy more contacts soon. That's one thing I need to do. I need to buy more contacts soon. I'm running out. Takes a few days to heal. Oh no! What do you mean it takes a few Oh man, that means I can't do this. Because if they do this to me, who's gonna walk Kogi? Who's gonna take care of me? I need somebody to take care of me. I would, if I ever did this, that means I would need my like brother to come visit me or something. I would need either like I would need like either like Neuro to come visit me or my brother to come visit me, or maybe I go stay at like Rianari's and they take care of me. I would need somebody to take care of my blind arse while I heal. But then it would be worth, right? Because then I could see. Then I could see. Salmon is the banger dish, dude. Salmon. Salmon raw, straight from the river, still wiggling. Beck. Perfect day. Let's just go to the river and catch salmon alongside the bears. Can we just do that? This is our dinner date, okay? You're gonna drive me all the way deep into the forest. We'll take a lovely stroll by the riverside before hopping right in, preferably at areas that have high water flow, and then we will catch our own dinner, preferably salmon, with our neighbors, the bears, and catch as many as we can as a competition to be the fattest bear uh in the forest that night. Then we will make our own little campfire, cook up all of our salmon haul, smoke a couple of them, and have a lovely nice dinner under the stars. um that sounds great. Going into anaphylactic shock for a girl. Ah! I feel so terrible that I would do this. You don't understand. Like, I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be selfish. They literally just asked me a genuine question and I'm like, salmon? Like, how, how else am I supposed to function? I'm answering quite honestly with a genuine answer. Like, woo. Salmon with broccoli and a good sauce is hard to beat. You can't even. It's you can't. You you can't. You can't possibly go wrong with salmon unless you like desecrate it somehow. You know, people can have a tunnel vision moment when they're focused on something, but this is something else. Listen, I was literally just answering a question. Um, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And I don't mind if they were to speak up sooner and tell me that they're allergic. If they told me sooner, I would have no problem. I would have been like, "Oh, right. Let me think of something else," right? Like I'm so not unreasonable where it's just like if they tell me they're allergic, I wouldn't be like, well, I don't care. I want fish, right? I wouldn't do that. I really wouldn't. I would have been like, oh, frick, right, okay, let me think of something else, right? I am such a reasonable person. I'm such a reasonable person. I would have found alternatives. I'm sorry that I just crave salmon on a daily. You know, I just crave salmon on a daily. I can't help it. But also, if you're allergic and you tell me, that's also fine too. I love lots of other food. I like meat. I do. I love Korean barbecue. I like ramen. That's also a great option. You know, that's great. Salmon's still really good. But listen, we don't need to subject you to fish. That's fine. We can also find restaurants that like offer salmon, but they offer a lot of other options too. We don't need to go to sushi. My airways aren't the only thing swollen past. Damn. What? What do you mean? Man's dying here. No, that's not me whistling at you. My airway is just closing. Are these the kind of what do you call them, pickup lines that I should be expecting? These are the kind of pickup lines I should expect from a salmon date. You have to work? Make sure to get extra weird while you're away. Why? You want me to get extra weird? Oh my god. Beko, I want romance. Also, Beko can't recognize romance! Obviously, they're just doing it wrong. No, I don't know. I don't know. Listen. Listen, listen, listen. Listen, listen, listen. There's a way. There's a way. I don't think it's difficult to romance me. Just give me some salmon. No, I'm joking. No. Can't recognize romance. I can see Uwu. I think I can see Uwu. Maybe. 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 I don't know. Wait. Is it possible to be like a literal, like to be literal but also romantic? Can you be a literal romantic? Can you be a romantic literal? Because apparently if I take everything literally, that means you just gotta be a literal romantic. You can't give me the frickin' parody metaphysical analogy analytical, like you can't give me any of those like foofy. You gotta be like literal. You gotta be literal with your romance, I think. I think that's what it is. You have to be quite literal with your romance. You can't just give me the foofy stuff. You can't give me the foofy stuff. I don't understand foofy.
It's easy to romance me, tilde Beko, ignoring the 5-hour PowerPoint.
Beko's courting ritual is like an Elden Ring boss fight. Damn near impossible.
Hey, at least you have an instruction manual. At least at least you guys have an instruction manual. There's that at least, right? Oh frick, how backlogged am I? We got you covered. Have a good day at work. Goodbye, Senator. Goodbye. She really is a cat, the unicorn one. Yeah, the unicorn one. Yeah, the unicorn one. The squatty potty. Your parents have a squatty potty and it didn't do anything for you. Maybe you're just too tall. You need to squat more. You need to have more squat. Your angle needs to be 45 degrees. Remember, you need to squat at a 45-degree angle. Just squirt that toothpaste out. You gotta squirt that toothpaste out at a 45-degree angle. If you're not at a 45-degree angle, you're not squirting right. It's one of those things that you don't notice till you're much older. It's why lots of old people homes have smaller toilets. So that to help them squat more. But isn't it hard for like once you become elderly and like your joints don't work, isn't it harder to like squat down further? Because like especially the knees. The knees are hard when you get older, isn't it? You're glad you're too young and spry to need one of them? Almost 40. Still very young and spry. Very. Little did she know she was a cat. I am. You had some scarring in your eye too? It was really itchy and red, but your eye doctor was very good and fixed it within 2 days. What was wrong with your eye? It was itchy. How did they fix it? They cut right into it? You're talking geriatric age. Hi, Whiskey! Where's our Mahjong stream? Oba-chan. We technically already had our Mahjong stream. We did. We had our Mahjong stream. We did Mahjong already. Were you wanting to join in on the Mahjong? Were you wanting to do the Mahjong? We need to find a cyborg eye for Beko. I need new eyeballs. I do need new eyeballs. My demon eye ain't cutting it. As magical as it is, it's kind of a hindrance to see multiple universes at once. You remember the hole you have? Yeah, my eyeball hole. I cannot spell tonight. A hole in space of time. Yeah. Your cones built different? My cones and rods are just built differently. They just kind of decided to rupture and spew apart. Apparently women can see color better. I can believe that. Question mark? Because don't we have periwinkle, we have mauve, and we have whatever other colors. Freaking talk about hot pink or whatever. OMG, half her eye is missing. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's why if I'm staring at you guys, before, like, and taking my time before I start reading, it's because of that. It's because I'm trying to make sure I'm registering the words. It's like being dyslexic, but not being dyslexic. Because I'm not dyslexic. I just need to make sure I'm seeing the words right. So you get that while we get the ability to piss standing up. Yeah? Yeah? Yeah, I like pissing standing up. That's a magical world. Truly a magical world. Truly a magical skill to have, to be able to piss standing up. Man. Magic. This the type of stuff that the parents warn you about? Looking at the sun for too long? Yeah, don't look at the sun for too long. I might have done that maybe once or twice. But don't look at the sun for too long. Take care of your eyeballs. For real, take care of your eyeballs. You had something like that when you were young? It's hard to describe, but it's like a void where you know something is there, but you can't process. Yeah, something like that. There was a section that's kind of missing out of my peripheral. Like I can see like a floating blur in my vision. Basically, what I showed you on stream is what it looks like. There's like there's like a bunch of splotches of blurriness around my peripheral. So like it's my peripheral vision is shotted, right? My peripheral, so it's also made, so on top of my character of being like oblivious, right? Naive and oblivious, you then now stack on the fact that like my right eye creates really bad peripheral vision. So now I'm also like I have bad spatial awareness too. So, like, if I'm not looking directly at you, there is a high chance that I won't recognize you either, right? If I'm not solely focused on you and staring directly at your face and like focusing on you, and you're in my peripheral only, do not expect me to recognize you if you are in my peripheral. I will not recognize you. I've had that happen a couple of times where like people are so confused at how I can look at their general direction and not see them. Like, I think that happened with my boss when we went camping, right? So, like, I used the restroom and then he drove up to meet me up at the bathrooms, but I was focused on Kogi, right? I was focused on like training Kogi on my way back down the hill, and I didn't see him driving up, even though like I think I saw the vehicle coming and I stepped off to the side to let them pass, but like I was still looking down at Kogi and I wasn't registering what vehicle passed by, not knowing that it was probably my boss. And so like I was so confused when I went back to the campsite and he wasn't there and I didn't know where he was, and I'm just like, maybe he left to check out. And so then I started trying to run to the entrance, and like after a while I'm like, he's calling me and he's like, where are you at? I'm like, I'm trying to go to the entrance because I thought you bailed on me. And he's just like, no, you didn't see me drive past you? I'm like, no. And he's like, how? And he's just like so dismayed with me. Like he doesn't understand. He doesn't comprehend how I could just not see him in this big old truck. And I'm like, I just didn't. I don't know what to tell you. I just didn't. I was looking down at Kogi. Like if I'm not looking at you directly, I'm not registering. So it's almost like I have this is another fun word. It's almost like I have prosopagnosia, but I don't have prosopagnosia. I think prosopagnosia,
The
fun
ice cream
fact.
workers at Cowboy Town had the same eye problem. It must be common.
Oh my god. No, lies, slanders. all of them have scars in their eye, and so they just couldn't see me. Never. They could have had prosopagnosia, but even then that's actually not an excuse, because prosopagnosia just means you can't recognize people. Fun fact, prosopagnosia basically means that you're simplifying, like you cannot see or you cannot distinguish between people's facial features, and you're simplifying their features to very basic shapes. So one person will look the same as the next person, like completely identical to the other person, even though they look completely different. right? And so people with prosopagnosia, they can't tell one person apart from the other person. And the only cues they have to tell people apart is via like the voice, right? If they hear your voice. So like a lot of times they'll see one person and be like, I don't know who this person is. They won't recognize you. It's not their fault. It's literally like they cannot identify who they are talking to. And so like I think that's a little bit me now. Like I don't have prosopagnosia, but because of the scar on my eye, now I just can't. I can't focus on facial features. I can't focus on details as much as I used to anymore. I miss having good vision. I miss having good vision because I used to do DDR and now my freaking my lack of peripheral vision makes doing DDR hard because before you'd be able to see the arrows in your peripheral and be able to plan ahead of time where you need the steppies. But now that I don't have my peripheral vision, guess what sucks at DDR? Me! I suck at DDR! I wasn't an expert or really good at DDR, but at least I was good enough to like consistently be able to play the next song on light mode. But like now it's like if the song way too fast, ain't no way I'm lining up my steppies to be able to DDR properly. Yeah, dang. So sorry. Yeah, that's one of the things that I feel like my scar has robbed me of is my capacity to do DDR. That's one of the things that makes me sad. I still play DDR, mind you. I still play DDR and I'll still play it like on light mode, 1.5 speed, whatever my settings are, right? I'll still play DDR, but I can feel that like I have to focus 10 times more than I used to, right? It's weird like remembering the way I played DDR before and how that felt versus now, right? Playing DDR before felt more instinctively like I could see the arrows. I kind of like zone out, right? I zone out and I see the arrows and I just move, right? I'm not thinking about it. I know thinky, just move. But then nowadays I feel that I have to focus 10 times harder to perform like freaking half as well as I did before. Um I can't exactly like zone out like I used to. I have to actually like actively freaking stimulate my brain to register what it is that I'm seeing to cognitively then move the direction of the arrow that I see. So it's less like no thinky brain activity. Eye lens replacement surgery. Thinking about it, doing the eye replacement lens, while it would fix my vision, I would still see I would unfortunately still see the holes in my eye. Huh. There's no fixing the scar in my eye, is there? There's no way for them to fix that, is there? Other than like an eye replacement. That would be the longest 5 minutes of your life. I know. That sounds scary. It sounds scary to just be like, I'm gonna be blind for 5 minutes. Like I can like my eyes are clearly open, but like I just don't see anything. That sounds scary. I had my cousin describe to me like their LASIK because apparently LASIK's done in like multiple different ways, right? For my parental authority, the way that they had LASIK done was like they had to keep their eye open. They had to be awake the entire time. So one, they had to be awake the entire time. Two, they had to keep their eyes open. And three, they had to not move their eye the entire procedure. Otherwise, if they jerk their eyeball, like the person could slice the eye and ruin their vision. That sounds like a horror story and a half for me. I do not like that. I do not like that. Oh no, that sounds like the worst procedure you can have, right? And then my cousin told me that the way they did it was they were looking they were awake and conscious and they had their eyes open and they had to look straight ahead and then they bring a tube out that basically sucked out their eye. Popped the eye out of the socket. They did the whole ordeal and then plopped the eye back into their socket. That's what they told me was their surgery. That sounds also scary, but also, if you don't need to worry about moving your eye, you know, you don't need to worry about moving your eye. They just take the whole thing out and work on it. You don't need to worry about like accidentally blinking. You know what I mean? Hmm. I don't know. I think it's the being told to stay still is the horrifying part for me. Because I actually, so like when I got the scar on my eye, um one of the things they did was they actually did give me an eye injection, right? And I do not think I needed this eye injection. I do not think I need smaller. And they were like, "Huh, I think we got to inject you with this thing." And I didn't want to, but I hated the idea of it. And I'm sitting there and I don't like the thought of needing to have this injection in my eye, right? I hated this thought. I immediately, all of the fear and terror in me, I started crying, okay? And it's not like a boo cry. I'm literally like, I was so calm, deadpan, straight-faced, but they're like tears will not stop flooding out of my eyes, right? So just imagine me just sitting there and I'm just super calm, no expression, no emotion, but I am shedding tears like waterfall. Like I am so terrified and I hate this idea so much, right? And they still tell me the same spiel. They're like, "Okay, I need you to keep your eyes open and I need you to keep staring at this specific spot and not move your eyeball." Like, and they're saying, "Don't jerk your eyeball, don't turn your eyeball, especially when I have the needle in it. Otherwise, I'm going to tear." Ow! Anonymous! A non-lit! A non-lit! A non-lit! A non-lit! Hara hara! A non-lit! Rub-a-dub-dub, thank you so much for the 10 gifted subs. You're the way lord in the tub. Thank you, thank you! Yo! What the frick? Thank you, thank you. 30 minutes. But yeah, so like, they... Good night, Fuzzy! You gotta head to bed, long day tomorrow. Yeah, I have a long day. I have to make sure I pack too. So we got like a couple more minutes. I have to make- oh frick, you guys. Did you guys actually keep me till 9? God damn it! Anyway, oh, so that means it's official. I guess I'll have to try to figure out how to jerry-rig the stream up for Offkai. Yay! Yay, fly on the wall, fly on the wall, let's go. One of the things they want to do is they want to go to something America, Great America or something like that. So that'll be interesting. I hope it's not super hot because obviously if it's super hot, that means the freaking IRL stream kit is gonna have a heat stroke. I've been trying to message Spaceman and Spaceman even reacted to one of my posts, but they haven't responded back to me. Spaceman hasn't messaged me back, but they reacted to one of my messages, so I don't know what's going on. I need I need to find I need to upgrade my kit. Sag face. I need to figure out how to do the thing that Spaceman did. Yeah, I need to figure out how to do the thing. Mm. But anyway, yeah, so they were gonna freaking I got this injection in my eye, and he straight up told me, he's like, "Don't jerk or move your eye. You need to stay staring at this fixed point." They told me, like, stare at this fixed point and don't move your eye at all. Because if you move your eye while the needle is in your eye, then I will serrate up your eyeball. Right? They're telling me this while I'm already having waterfalls of tears coming out of my eyes. Okay? I'm so terrified. I'm like shaking and I'm just like, I hate this idea. I hate this idea so bad. And I'm just like crying. I'm leaking. I'm leaking, okay? And I'm just like, I just nod my head, right? I'm like, tears still like gushing out of my eyes. And they see this too. They see this is the state that I'm in. And the parental authority is just like watching me go through this and they're just like, you're doing good, right? They're just like, you're doing good. And I'm just like, I hate this. I hate this so much. I hate this. I do not want this. I do not want this. And so like I had to feel them inject my eye. They stuck a needle into my eye and I had to keep staring straight ahead and not move my eyeball at all and just keep going no matter what I felt, no matter what I felt of the needle or what the needle was injecting into my eye. I couldn't flinch. I was just like, if I moved, I was gonna shred my eyeball. Like, that's literally the one thing that I had on my mind. I was gonna shred my eyeball if I moved. And like the sucky part was like when they took out the needle, right? And I'm like blinking my eyeballs. I could feel my eye, like my eyelid could feel the incision point, like as if there was like a lip or a fleshy bit at the entrance of like the incision point, and my eyelid kept scraping against that, so I could feel the incision point, like the hole in my eyeball. And I was like, I hate this. I hate this so bad. I hate this. I hate this. I didn't think I needed that. I don't think I needed that injection. Because after the injection, I suddenly had nothing but floaties in my vision. I had nothing but floaties in my vision. And I was just like, I didn't need this injection. This is dumb. This is stupid. They made my vision worse. And I tried to tell them that. And they're like, oh, well, floaties are normal. You'll probably always have floaties. And I'm just like, you're lying. I didn't have a floaty problem until after you injected me. I was
Just stare
fine.
at the scary death ray, ma'am. Now don't move, or you will burst into confetti.
I know. That's essentially what it felt like. I hate that. This is coming from the person where like I hate staring at my demise. So like that's why like a lot of the freaking scary games, like freaking what's that paranormal paranormal or like any of the things where like you're forced to stare at the monster. I don't like that. I don't like staring at my demise. I can't do that. I can't do that. Maybe it's never meant to be for me to have like LASIK or fixed vision. Beko catching salmon with the bears, good activity, very good activity. I think you'd be refreshed by the waters. You get a good meal, and you get to have like a nice, healthy, active activity and all that. You know, about 4K USD for the surgery. But this was from a Japanese resident. Ah, do they do surgeries on foreigners? Can they do? If I like take a trip to Japan, do they do surgeries on foreigners? Because you know, now that you mention it, I think I would trust their medicals. I think I would trust their medicals over the US medicals, possibly. Right? Surely they have really good medical, right? You don't know the equivalent? It's easy to romance me. Yeah. Yeah. Parasocial. The forbidden Beko summoning ritual. Salmon, salmon, salmon. Salmon, salmon, salmon. Beko
Ads
looking at
are
her
dropping in
dauntless.
2 minutes.
Beko looking at her dauntless. Who are you people? Who are all of you? You guys have to be all dawnlet shaped. You have to be all dawnlet shaped. DDR. DDR mentioned past her DDR prime. Shame. I know. I know. Hi, Griffin. How are you? I miss DDR. Wow. Wow. Oh my god. Good night, Fuzzy. I know I said it before. Good night. Read good night again. Yay! Mohaha, our master plan has been achieved. Foolish cat girl. Ah! Ah! We're here again. That story. Was it scary? I mean, scary as heck. Very scary. Dead Space 2 eye game. You hate that? Yeah. Yeah. Oh, freaking yeah, wait, in Dead Space 2 they did do that. You had to operate on your eye, didn't you? I hate that. I hate that. That was awful. That's so awful. Live through the nightmare. She's tough, dude. I wish I could explain to you just like how I looked. I don't, if you can imagine like a tiny Asian girl, deadpan straight face, right? I had no expression on my face, but my eyes were just gushing tears, like nonstop flowing tears and shaking. I was shaking. But like I wasn't like wailing or anything like that. I was just crying, silent crying. Are we in the ads? Okay. But wait. No. Actually, snooze. Snooze. Snooze, Bicky, snooze! Okay, I have to finish getting ready. I have to finish getting ready, guys. I have to finish getting ready. There's still so many things I have to do. I have to pack. I have to make sure Kogi has all of his stuff all situated. And then, I'll see you guys during Offkai. I'll try to stream random bits and bobs, like, whenever I can. Whenever I can, random bits and bobs, I'll do that. Wherever, whenever I can. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. It was a lot of fun telling you about falling off a cliff. Not really. Causing the Great Flood and being walked in on in the bathroom. Sounds like a plan. Hope you rest well. Thank you for the stream. Yeah! It's always a pleasure to stream for you guys, as always. Let me see. Where do we want to send you guys? We have the last gas station. But also, we could do... Looks like they're doing Mario RPG. Let's do this one. How do I raid? Me when I can't remember how to raid. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Be safe. Thank you for the stream. Thank you, TM. Thank you, Spaz. Restwell. Can't wait for Offkai. I can't wait. I'm super duper excited for Offkai. I'm excited. Our goal is to hit huge sales, to do a lot of good sales and have a lot of people play a lot of games. I think that's the big highlighting point, is getting a lot of people to play a lot of games. I want to see full tables. I want to see full tables. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, yeah. And apparently go to a theme park. I look forward to go to a theme park as well. Yay! It's been so long since I've gone to a theme park. I don't know what to wear. I think it's hot in California. I think it's hot in California right now, right? So I think I need to wear light clothes, possibly. So I need to look through my wardrobe and figure out what I'm wearing. Okay. Goodbye. 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 Bye.